What's up, everybody? Vic Play-by-Play here. We are back for another playoff game in these 2019 playoffs. And today we are going to go through the game, cover the game, talk about the game, and that is the Denver Nuggets against the San Antonio Spurs, the number 2 seed against the number 7 seed. Such a close matchup so far, and you'd be surprised if you were living under a rock or not paying attention to any of these playoff games. San Antonio Spurs, the 7th seed, have a 2-1 series lead. As we check out the starting lineup for the San Antonio Spurs, we have DeMar DeRozan, LaMarcus Aldridge, Jacob Poeltl. We got Brian Forbes and Derek White at the guard position, who helped them out in Game 3. As for the Nuggets, we have Torrey Craig at the forward position. We have Paul Millsap, Nikola Jokic, Gary Harris, and Jamal Murray at the guard position. So tip-off is just about to be underway. We got Jokic ready for the jump. We also have Poeltl ready to jump it off. And here comes the tip. Ball is still up in the air, and it goes into the hands of LaMarcus Aldridge, and the San Antonio Spurs will have first possession of this ball game. Game 4 between the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs looking for a 3-1 series lead over the Denver Nuggets, surprising everybody as LaMarcus Aldridge fade away. Couldn't knock that one down, came up too short. Good defense by the Denver Nuggets. Now here come the Nuggets. Paul Millsap in the corner, thought about the 3 ball. Instead, he kicks it out to Craig. Craig going to his left, stops his dribble, passes it off to Jamal Murray. Now Murray into the hands of Millsap. 7 seconds for the Nuggets. Nice little one-handed floater. Couldn't get that one to drop. And now Poeltl for the San Antonio Spurs grabs the rebound. Here comes Derek White. White guarded by Gary Harris, going around the screen. Thought about pulling up for the shot. Ended up getting rejected on that one. So now here come the Nuggets. Here comes Murray in transition. 3-ball rattles that one in to start off the scoring for the Denver Nuggets. 3-0 is the score. A minute into this game, and that is the first field goal for either team as DeMar DeRozan has the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. Here comes DeRozan. Nice little floater. Got that one to fall. Great job by DeRozan. Nice little teardrop. Good touch. Gets San Antonio on the board. The score is 3-2. Denver is up by 1. San Antonio won Game 3, 118-108 at home. They just keep that winning streak going as Jamal Murray misses that mid-range jumper from about 18 feet. Now here comes Derek White for the Spurs. The second-year man throws the ball away, goes out of bounds, trying to give it off to DeMar DeRozan. Instead, goes right to the score stand, and now it's going to be a turnover as we see Greg Popovich, the system that he has implemented in this San Antonio team. Doesn't matter if you have Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Ginobili, or Derek White, LaMarcus Aldridge, or DeRozan. This team is just going to have so much success. So now here come the Denver Nuggets with the ball. Gary Harris finds a lane to the rim. Almost lost possession. Kicking it out to Millsap. Millsap's got 4 seconds on the shot clock. Runs right into the defense. And the San Antonio Spurs are about to get possession, but there's a whistle on the floor. It is going to be an offensive foul against the Denver Nuggets. So the score remains 3-2. 10 minutes left in this first quarter. Denver trying to look for ways to be more physical in this game against the San Antonio Spurs. They got out-rebounded last game by about, I believe it was almost 20 rebound difference, 62-42. So as we have San Antonio knocking down another jump shot, 4-3 is the score. San Antonio is up by 1. Now Jokic handing the ball off to Jamal Murray. Murray going around the screen. Nice little screen and roll between Jokic and Murray. Jokic misses the nice floater, but he gets his own miss, and he tips that one back in to give Denver the 1-point lead again. 5-4 is the score. Here comes DeRozan, picked up by Torrey Craig from the Denver Nuggets. Nice little spin move by DeRozan. Now he's got Millsap right in front of him. 11 seconds on the shot clock. He pulls it back. Wants to go one-on-one. ISO ball. Tries to cross through him. Instead, there's going to be a foul on the floor. Not going to be a shooting foul for DeRozan. Instead, it'll just be an inbounds play. Nice little replay right there that they're showing. So I apologize. It was actually 45-37 was the total rebounds difference in Game 3 between the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. So that's one thing the Nuggets have to stay focused on, is they have to be more physical, have to box out more of the San Antonio players if they want to win the rebounding category. As Derek White giving it off to LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge kicks it back. White pulls up. 3-ball. No, not able to hit, but Puel's there for the Spurs for a second chance opportunity. Gives it right into the hands of LaMarcus Aldridge. Here comes Aldridge going one-on-one against Paul Millsap. Couldn't knock down that nice little mid-range jumper from 15 feet. Now here come the Denver Nuggets speeding up the floor. Jokic handing it right off, giving a nice screen to Jamal Murray. Murray fadeaway jump shot, too short off the front of the rim. The score is still 5-4, and the ball turns over right back into the hands of the Denver Nuggets. Good pressure by Jamal Murray to force the ball out of DeMar DeRozan's hands. Made him slip, think twice, and drop that ball out of bounds. So now we have Mike Malone, coach for the Denver Nuggets, trying to instill some confidence in his guys after that Game 3 loss. As we have Gary Harris, nice little screen and roll action again with Jokic, but he couldn't knock down that floater. And now here come the San Antonio Spurs, trying to move the ball around, getting into the hands of LaMarcus Aldridge. Now here comes Aldridge, kicking it out. 3-ball on its way, drain it down right there for the San Antonio Spurs. Forbes already with the 3-pointer, the first one for the San Antonio Spurs. Now they have a 2-point lead. Now Jokic in the paint. Nice spin move on Puel, and he gets that one to fall, tying this game up 7-all. 8 minutes left in this first quarter. Here comes DeRozan. Nice little spin move. He's the master of the mid-range game. Instead, he kicks it out to Derek White. White going right at Craig. Nice little hesitation. Goes right to the rim. Gets that layup to fall. Tough move by Derek White, making it look easy, giving San Antonio a 2-point lead. 9-7 is the score. Here comes Harris. Pulls up. 3-ball. No, not able to knock that one down for the Denver Nuggets. And now, here comes Derek White crossing half court, trying to go around the screen. Blocking foul called on Nikola Jokic. Look at this replay by Derek White, just going right around Craig and right by Jokic to get that layup near the rim, giving the Spurs a 2-point lead. 9-7 is the score. Now here come the San Antonio Spurs inbounding the ball. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first quarter. DeRozan kicking it right off to LaMarcus Aldridge. Mid-range game. Oh, these two are just so effective. LaMarcus Aldridge and DeRozan. They are just so deadly from the mid-range. That is their game, and Aldridge knocks that one down from the left elbow. So now the Spurs are up by 4, 11-7. Here comes Harris, giving it off to Jokic. Jokic backing down on Puel. Nice little pump fake. Look at the footwork. The spin move gets that one to fall after a couple of bounces on the rim. 9-11 is the score. Now DeRozan bringing the ball up, guarded by Craig near the free throw line. Now he's going to pull it back. Nice little crossover to his left. Thought about the jump shot. Finds Aldridge in the corner for 3, and he buries that one right there for San Antonio. 5-point lead for the Spurs. 14-9 is the score. Both teams just trading buckets right now as Jamal Murray has it, passing it off to Jokic. Now Jokic gonna go one-on-one against Puel, backing him down, feels the contact, immediately gets whistled for the foul. Does Puel for the Spurs. The score is 14-9 as we have our first timeout of this game. Spurs are currently up on the Denver Nuggets 14-9 with 6 minutes and 29 seconds left in this first quarter. Denver trying to do all they can to not allow these easy buckets, as well as not allowing the Spurs to just beat them on the rebounds. Like I mentioned earlier, Spurs beat the Denver Nuggets in Game 3 in total rebounds, 45-37. They just get rebounded for the second straight game. They got rebounded in Game 2 as well. So that is something that they have to pay attention to, the Nuggets do, if they want to try to get this victory tonight against the San Antonio Spurs and tie this thing up. Currently on a timeout break, 14-9 is the score. Spurs are up by 5, still 6 minutes and 29 seconds left in this first quarter. We're basically in the battles of two old school teams like that. Two teams that play the game like almost in an old school manner. You know, San Antonio with Greg Popovich's system that has been in place since 1998, 99. The way he's able to kind of instill this game plan into his guys is amazing, and it's beautiful to watch. Every guy knows his role. They know what exactly they have to do when they get called upon to get on the floor for the Spurs, and they just move the ball better than any other team, which is why they have so much success. Denver Nuggets also Mike Malone has instilled such a great system with the Denver Nuggets, and the guys, this team, still they're actually the youngest team in the playoffs, and it's actually their first playoff appearance since 2013. So the Denver Nuggets are looking to win their first series since 2009. So again, very young team the Denver Nuggets are, but they have a lot of good chemistry. A lot of the guys that have played last year have carried on and still on this team, like Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, and Nikola Jokic. So we will see what happens after this timeout break. 6 minutes and 29 seconds left in this first quarter. 14-9 is the score. 5-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs as we're in a timeout break right now. The game should be coming back on. Let's see if we can start pulling up some of the box scores. I mean, Aldridge already knocking down a few jump shots. Let's see what he can do for the San Antonio Spurs. Denver Nuggets just going to have to, again, be physical in this matchup against the San Antonio Spurs, as they cannot allow them to get so many rebounds, especially offensive rebounds. Spurs got 15 offensive rebounds in Game 3, which allows for so many second chance opportunities and allows your team to just get a victory. And that's exactly what the San Antonio Spurs did in Game 3 against the Denver Nuggets. So right now we have Aldridge leading scorer. He has 5 points. You have DeMar DeRozan with 4. You also have Brian Forbes with a 3-ball knockdown. I also have Derek White with 2 points. As we have the game, still waiting for the game to come back on right now. Timeout break for the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. So now the broadcast is back. Let's see what changes we see from both teams. Again, San Antonio looking to try to get this victory against the Denver Nuggets and make it a 3-1 series lead. Because at the moment, Spurs have a 14 wins streak against the Denver Nuggets at home. They are trying to continue that and make it 15 tonight. Let's see if the Denver Nuggets have anything different to say about that tonight, as we have the ball back on the floor. Jamal Murray has it for the Denver Nuggets. Passing it right off to Jokic. Now he finds Craig in the corner. 3-ball. No, off the back of the rim. But look at the Nuggets hustling for the offensive rebound. And the ball lands right in the hands of Jokic, who gets that easy layup to fall, cutting the lead down to 3 points for the San Antonio Spurs. The score is 14-11. Jokic already with 8 points and 3 rebounds in this first quarter. Only played 5 minutes so far, as Derek White has the ball. Gets it right back from Puerto. Trying to slice through the defense. Still finds a way to the rim. And another tough layup falls for Derek White, who's got 4 points in this game already. So now we have Jamal Murray passing it off to Gary Harris. 16-11 is the score. Spurs are up by 5 again. Murray passing it off to Jokic. Jokic near the free throw line. He's got 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Gets the ball back, top of the key, pulls up, mid-range game. No, off the back of the iron. Too strong of a shot for Jokic. Now, DeRozan going all the way down the lane. Couldn't get that layup to fall, and actually ended up getting tipped. So it seems like it's going to go goaltending towards the San Antonio Spurs. So they'll get the 2 points. So the score is 18-11. It is a 7-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs. 5 minutes and 22 seconds left in this first quarter. We already got a few substitutions for both teams ready to come on for the next dead ball, as Jamal Murray has it, guarded by Derek White. Now, the ball is in Jokic's hand. He's been the main facilitator for these Denver Nuggets, why they had so much success in the regular season, as Gary Harris gets away from his defender, but he couldn't knock down the mid-range shot, and LaMarcus Aldridge has another rebound. Giving it out to DeRozan. Look at the Spurs, finding Forbes. Forbes for 3! Fading to his right. 21-11 is the score. 10-point lead for San Antonio already. Another timeout for the Denver Nuggets as we go to another break. 4 minutes and 54 seconds left in this game, and the Denver Nuggets are already down by 10 points. Such a quick turnaround, and that's what makes the San Antonio Spurs so deadly, is that you never know who it's going to be that's going to step up and try to help this team get a victory. So far, it has been the San Antonio Spurs. Forbes already with 2 3-pointers in this first quarter, and you can already tell that this is the kind of impact the Spurs want from their bench players, from their role players. No matter who it is, Popovich is looking for them, and they're going to find them. So, timeout break right now. So the score is 21-11. with 4 minutes and 54 seconds left in this game. San Antonio just doing everything right so far. Like I mentioned before, they're on a 14-game winning streak against the Nuggets at home. So they are just having so much success. Denver not being able to pull off a victory in Game 3 in San Antonio. This is going to be their one chance as well. Because after that now, they'd only have probably one more game. If this game does end up going to a 7-game series, the Denver Nuggets cannot let this victory slip away. Because, I mean, what's tougher than being down 3-1, you know, against a strong team like the San Antonio Spurs that has a guy that's leading the way in Greg Popovich. So Denver Nuggets are going to have to, this is a must-win game for the Nuggets if they want their playoff lives to continue. But so far, again, the 3-ball is working for the San Antonio Spurs. They just have so many weapons now at their disposal. So we will see what happens after the timeout break. Guys, you let me know in the chat who you think is going to take this victory. Is it going to be the Denver Nuggets? Will they tie this game up 2-2? Or the San Antonio Spurs just going to pull off a victory and go up 3-1 on the number 2 seed Denver Nuggets? We will find out in this game again. If you guys also watched the game before this one, it was the Brooklyn Nets versus the 76ers. Brutal loss for the for the Brooklyn Nets, actually. They were in control most of the game. They had the lead, and then all of a sudden, boom, they let that lead slip at the end. Mike Scott for the 76ers buries a three-pointer, and then Jared Allen loses it on the last possession. So that was a tough loss for the Brooklyn Nets as they are now facing a 3-1 series hole in that game between the 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets. Denver could face similar situation if they don't pay attention, if they don't try to just almost put their mentality in thinking, okay, this is a must win. There's no matter what, we have to win this game in San Antonio, because if we don't, I mean, you go back home for Game 5 to Denver, but you still have to play Game 6 in San Antonio where you have not had success. You're letting that creep into your mindset, or at least hopefully they're not letting it creep into their mindset, but we will see what happens as we have the game coming back on. They're starting to highlight some of the upsets of the number 7 seed to the number 2 seed in prior playoff history. The most recent one was actually San Antonio defeating Dallas. Dallas, the number 2 seed, and San Antonio being the number 7 seed in 2010. So now here we go. As we have the game back on, Denver Nuggets are down by 10 points. 21-11 is the score. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in this first quarter. Here comes Jamal Murray trying to dribble around Derek White. He bounces it off to Jokic. Now Jokic has got 5 seconds on the shot clock. Backing down. Finds the cutting Gary Harris. Couldn't find the layup. But look at Jokic. Gets the offensive rebound for the Nuggets. And now he kicks it out. 3-ball on its way. Too short. Another offensive rebound. Another 3-ball. This time it goes for the Denver Nuggets. Buried down by Malik Beasley, who's been on fire. He scored 20 points in Game 3, including 5 for 6 from the 3-point land. So now look at that. Beautiful, beautiful 3. And again, the hustle by the Nuggets to get the offensive rebound as there's a foul on the floor against the Denver Nuggets as Derek White drives down the lane. Like I mentioned before, Malik Beasley averaging 13 points off the bench against the Spurs this playoff series already. As we have the young man in Derek White for the San Antonio Spurs at the free throw line. He actually had a career night in Game 3 as he knocked down 36 points, with 26 of those points coming in the first half. So he was killing the Nuggets in Game 3. He took over that second quarter of Game 3 as he knocks down the second free throw. He took over that second quarter by knocking down 16 points and going 6 for 9 shooting. Let's see if he has another quarter like that for the San Antonio Spurs, as the Spurs are currently up by 8, 22-14. Paul Millsap going right at Aldridge. Feels the double team. Good job by the Spurs to force the ball and the turnover off the hands of Paul Millsap. So now here come the Spurs. Forbes giving it off to Puerto. Puerto kicking it court off to the other side of the court to DeMar DeRozan. Now DeRozan going across the basket. He's got the mismatch. Instead, he alley-oops it right over to LaMarcus Aldridge, who easily can just reach up and tip that ball back in. 10-point lead now for the San Antonio Spurs. And that's Jokic kicking it off. Here comes Beasley. Has an open lane. Rises up. Couldn't get that one to fall, but there's going to be a foul on the floor against the San Antonio Spurs. So Beasley going to the free throw line to try to knock down some free throws for the Nuggets. Nice little replay of the alley-oop from DeMar DeRozan right over to Aldridge. This new dynamic duo just having so much success against the Denver Nuggets as Malik Beasley knocks down the first free throw. Beasley, during the regular season, averaged 11.3 points, as well as averaging 85% from the free throw line. As we have a substitution now for both teams, Derek White and Forbes going to take a rest. And now we have Malik Beasley at the free throw line, ready to knock down the second free throw. He goes 2 for 2 at the line. 24-16 is the score, as we have Paul Millsap and Jamal Murray on the bench now, getting a rest in this first quarter. Now we have Patty Mills coming in. He's going to start running the offense for the San Antonio Spurs. Aldridge with the ball, kicking it off to Patty Mills. He's got 8 seconds on the shot clock. Mills getting double teamed, finds Aldridge. Aldridge pulls up, free throw jumper. No, too strong on that jump shot. And Monte Morris comes up with the rebound for the Denver Nuggets. Jokic hands it right off to Morris. Morris had the lane to the rim. Instead, he stopped. And now the ball is going to be a turnover. Rudy Gay, who just came in, has the possession now. And he's going to bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Gay passing it. Nice bounce pass to Aldridge. Aldridge gets that layup to fall. Good job by Rudy Gay to see that play all the way down the floor. 26-16 is the score. 10-point lead for the Spurs. Here come Malik Beasley. Couldn't get that one to drop. Monte Morris gets another offensive rebound for the Nuggets. And now here comes Plumlee in the game for the Nuggets. Plumlee backing down Rudy Gay, trying to use his size and strength, and he's able to get that nice little floater right over the hands of Rudy Gay. 26-18 is the score. 8-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs as Gary Harris picks up DeRozan. DeRozan passing it right off to Aldridge. Aldridge, quick move as soon as he received the ball, but he's not able to get that layup to fall. And now Denver Nuggets have the rebound. Here comes Monte Morris. Morris surveying the floor, passing off to Jokic. Jokic pulls up. 3-ball. No, too strong on that one as DeRozan grabs the rebound. Less than 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. DeRozan feels the contact. Tried to get that floater to fall, but no success on that one. But DeMar DeRozan headed to the free throw line to try to knock down 2 more free throws to bring the lead back up to 10 for the San Antonio Spurs. 26-18 is the score. 1 minute and 45 seconds left in this first quarter. San Antonio, again, having the same type of success that they had in Game 3 as they knock down the first free throw DeMar DeRozan does. DeRozan, during the regular season, in his first year with the San Antonio Spurs, averaged 21.2 points per game, as well as 6.2 assists. At the free throw line, he's averaged 83%. So now here comes DeRozan, ready for his second attempt. Goes 2 for 2, making it a 10-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs as Jokic gets his first break of this game. Now here comes Monte Morris, initiating the offense for the Denver Nuggets, as there's going to be a foul on the floor against Patty Mills, who fell to the floor. Everybody in San Antonio right here thought it was going to be a foul against Monte Morris, who used the off arm, but it's mostly because he stepped on Patty Mills' foot. That's the reason that the foul was called. Even Greg Popovich had a look of confusion on his face. Seems like that shouldn't have been a foul at all, but now here come the Denver Nuggets. What a pass by Plumlee, bouncing it backdoor into the hands of Torrey Craig, who gets an easy two-handed dunk. 28-20 is the score. 8-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs. Patty Mills being picked up by Monte Morris. Now Patty Mills going around the LaMarcus Aldridge screen. Almost stumbles, but he's still able to get his footing and go down the lane to get an easy left-handed layup. 30-20 is the score. Spurs are up by 10. 1 minute left in this first quarter. Monte Morris receiving the ball from Plumlee. Now he passes it off to Malik Beasley. Beasley, nice little jab step, goes right over Bart, and then he passes it right over to Plumlee, who gets another two-handed dunk. 2 back-to-back dunks for the Denver Nuggets. They're going to have to like that. Let's try as many easy buckets they can get, the better, in order to get back into this game, as Bertans has the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. He passes it off to Aldridge. Aldridge going right at Plumlee. Got him up in the air after the pump fake. Got the foul called, so now Aldridge going to the free throw line to knock down 2 more free throws as they highlight the nice little backdoor pass by Plumlee. And then he gets rewarded on the possession afterwards as Malik Beasley drives down the lane, feels 2 defenders coming at him, nobody around Plumlee, and Plumlee gets that slam dunk for the Nuggets. So now here comes Aldridge for the San Antonio Spurs. Aldridge knocks down the free throw. Aldridge had 18 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists in Game 3 against the Denver Nuggets. Helped the Spurs get that Game 3 victory to have them go up 2-1 in the series. And now here comes Aldridge. Knocks down the second free throw, goes 2 for 2. 10-point lead again for the San Antonio Spurs. Less than 40 seconds to go in this first quarter. Monte Morris bringing the ball up for the Denver Nuggets as Monte Morris goes around the screen, but it's going to be a foul against Mason Plumlee with that screen, hitting Patty Mills as he tried to go around him. So now it's going to be an offensive foul. So now the San Antonio Spurs will regain possession of the ball. Let's take a look at this replay right here as Patty Mills did not see it coming as he got hit right in the hip by Mason Plumlee. So now here comes Patty Mills. 8-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Monte Morris picking up Patty Mills. Now Mills bounces it right over to Aldridge. Aldridge gave up his dribble, trying to find Bellinelli. Bellinelli going near the baseline. Fadeaway jumper, not able to get it. Oh, Aldridge rises up and he puts that one down, hammering it with one hand. Oh, nobody boxed out Aldridge, so he got that easy opportunity to slam that one down. 34-22, 7 seconds left. Here come the Denver Nuggets going down the lane. Fadeaway jumper at the buzzer, too short on that attempt by Will Barton, and that's going to end the first quarter. Strong first quarter by LaMarcus Aldridge and the San Antonio Spurs. Look at this replay right here. Bellinelli misses it. Look at Aldridge from the other side of the rim is able to get it with one hand and reach over and slam that one down. You know he loved that play, and now he's giving the San Antonio Spurs a 12-point lead, 34-22 as we go to a quarter break. The second quarter should be underway in the next few minutes, but again, Denver just struggling against the San Antonio Spurs, and both these teams are just matched up so well. Same thing for the Denver Nuggets is that they run their system that Mike Malone has set up very, very well in this, which gave them the success in the regular season to become the second best team in the Western Conference. But when you're facing a team that is so well coached like the San Antonio Spurs, it can't get any tougher than that going up against Greg Popovich. So let me go ahead here and record this right here for quarter 1. Very, very interesting right here. First quarter. Again, San Antonio just putting in all the work right now. 28-18. The score right now hasn't even been updated on my ticker. Let's see if I can fix that right now, because it is not 28-18. Let's see if I can fix that right now. Let's see. Spurs. Boom. Okay. Let me go ahead and fix this right here. That way you guys can see the ticker, because the actual score is not accurate. It is not 28-18. It's actually 34-22. So I am about to fix that ticker right now. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Let's see. Bam. All right. So now I got a new ticker up. That way this one can give us the exact score, accurate scoring. That way it's not lagging behind. It should update right now after it moves over. Boom. Sweet. All right. So now we have the second quarter almost underway. Let's see what differences the Denver Nuggets can make in this second quarter. Mike Malone already in his 4th year as the Nuggets head coach. They had a 54-28 record during the regular season. Let's see if they can keep their playoff lives alive in this series. They have to try to get this victory, a victory that they have been looking for 14 straight trips in San Antonio. But it's going to be, obviously, it's going to be one of the hardest victories to get. But if they want to keep this series alive, they have to go for that victory. So now the score is 34-22. Second quarter just about to begin. Denver will have possession of the ball in the second quarter and the first possession of the third quarter, as the San Antonio Spurs won possession at tip-off. Mike Malone trying to instill in his team that they have to be more physical and in order to not allow the Spurs to get the rebound category and to get offensive rebounds, as we have Will Barton bringing the ball up for the Denver Nuggets, bouncing it over to Malik Beasley. Now, Beasley was looking for Paul Millsap. Instead, Will Barton will take the three ball drained by Will Barton. And now the score is 34-25, 9-point lead for the Spurs. Here comes Bellinelli. Now Bellinelli trying to answer back. Too short on that 3-ball attempt. Now here come the Denver Nuggets speeding down the floor. Look at that nice little play by Will Barton. 5 quick points. Actually, Monte Morris, I apologize. 5 straight points for the Denver Nuggets, and just like that, 30 seconds in, Greg Popovich already calling a timeout. Not happy with the defense for the San Antonio Spurs. Lead has been cut down to 7. 34-27 is the score between the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. Guys, you guys let me know in the chat, what do you think? Is it going to be a San Antonio Spurs victory, or will it be a Denver Nugget victory in order to cut this lead down and actually tie this series up 2-2. It's going to be very interesting to watch what happens in this game. Denver Nuggets, again, they're going to need some type of spark in their offense. And now it seems like it's going to come from Will Barton to just bury that 3-ball at the beginning of this second quarter. Then you have Monte Morris, who got the steal, ran it right up to the rim and got that one to drop. So we will see if the Denver Nuggets start going on a nice little scoring run to catch up to the Spurs. The score is 34-27. We're in a timeout break right now between the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. This is Game 4. Spurs are up 2-1 in this playoff series. Denver trying to get that elusive victory that they've been wanting to get in San Antonio the last 14 trips, but they have been unsuccessful. Can they get that victory in order to tie this series up and go back home? Then basically the series actually restarts. 2-2. You go back home. 2 games at Denver. 1 more game in San Antonio. So that will work in the Denver Nuggets' favor. But we will see. Everything can happen in these playoff series. And I doubt a lot of people would have thought that San Antonio had a legit chance against the Denver Nuggets, considering how good the Nuggets looked in the regular season. But San Antonio is just putting it on them right now. Whether it's Aldridge, whether it's DeRozan, whether it's Derek White in Game 3, who had 36 points. We'll see who it is tonight. So far, Aldridge has been having success. Let's check out his box score before the game starts. We're still waiting for the timeout break to end. Aldridge leading the way for the San Antonio Spurs with 13 points, and DeMar DeRozan right behind him with 8. Brian Forbes had 6 points after he knocked down 2 3-balls. Then you have Derek White with 5. As for the Denver Nuggets, you have Torrey Craig with 2 points. You have Nikola Jokic leading the way with 8 points. You have Malik Beasley off the bench with 5. Jamal Murray with 3. Then you have Monte Morris with 2 points and Mason Plumlee with 4. So again, it's not only about the stars of each team, like LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan, or like Nikola Jokic and actually Jamal Murray. It's going to have to be the bench. It's going to have to be the intangibles that each team must provide if they want to take this victory from the other team. And so far, San Antonio in that first quarter was just moving the ball much more and much better in rhythm than the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets struggled from shooting from 3-ball. They've already knocked down 3, though. Let's see if they can try to keep that going. Both teams have knocked down 3 3-pointers. And we'll see who's going to win that 3-point category between the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. As the game is about to start right now, San Antonio will go ahead and inbound the ball. Denver already playing a full court press to try to force a turnover by the San Antonio Spurs. So now Rudy Gay has the ball. Passing it off to Patty Mills. Mills has the ball, guarded by Monte Morris. Trying to look for his teammates. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Now he passes it right off to Bellinelli. Now Bellinelli finds Rudy Gay. Gay's got 4 seconds. Driving to his right. Pulls up. Free throw jumper. No, rolls off the rim. And a rebound by the Denver Nuggets. Now here comes Will Barton. Going to initiate the offense. Going to wait for his teammate, Malik Beasley, who got the rebound, come up the floor. Now Jokic back in the game. Jokic trying to feed the ball into Paul Millsap. Instead, there's going to be a foul. They held on to Paul Millsap, so it'll still be Denver ball. They're taking a look at the replay right here as Malik Beasley soared for that rebound. He fell to the floor. Luckily, it was nothing serious. Did not twist anything. So that is something good for the Denver Nuggets. As the Nuggets have the ball now. Barton kicking it off. 3-ball attempt on its way. Not able to hit on that one by Monte Morris. And rebound by Rudy Gay. Score is 34-27. 7-point lead by the Spurs. Now Gay going to his left. Right at Jokic. Too short on that one. Couldn't tip it in. And now Jokic has the ball. Bringing the ball up. Coast to coast. Jokic 2 steps. Floater. Not able to hit on that play. But an offensive rebound for the Nuggets. And they still couldn't complete that second chance opportunity. Now here comes Bellinelli. Has the ball. Giving it off to Puerto. Now in the hands of Patty Mills. Feels the contact. Shot up on its way. Let's see what the referees call. Will it be in the shooting motion? Or will it be a normal foul? Let's see what happens as he saw a replay right here. Morris was right in the grill of Patty Mills. So I would not be surprised if they call it in the shooting motion. And they are going to do it. So it's going to be 3 free throws for Patty Mills. 34-27 is the score. Patty Mills knocks down the first free throw. Mills, during the regular season, averaged 85% from the free throw line. As Patty Mills actually averaged 9.9 points per game in the regular season. Not able to connect on the second free throw. So far, he's 1 for 2. 35-27 is the score. 8-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs. Here comes Patty Mills. Last attempt. Knocks it down. Goes 2 for 3. And now the score is 36-27. 9-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs. Monte Morris for the Denver Nuggets. Bring the ball up. Bounces it over to Jokic. Now Jokic finds Barton. Barton trying to create some space. Nice little dish right over to Jokic, who gets that easy layup to fall. He's got 10 points. Good find by Barton. And now here come the San Antonio Spurs. 7-point lead for the Spurs. As nice little drive by Bertans. Look at that nice little scale to go right by his defender and get to the rim. 38-29. 9-point lead for the Spurs. Here comes Barton. Barton. Again, nice little hesitation. Look at the fake. And he kicks it out to Beasley. Now Beasley going to his right. Teardrop. Not able to drop on that one. Loose ball. Goes right into the hands of Bellinelli. Now he's going to bring it up for the Spurs, who have a 9-point lead. Nice little dribble. Now Bellinelli thought about the 3 and said he kicks it off to Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay with a dribble. Step back. Not able to knock down that jumper. Would have been a nice play as he separated from Paul Millsap. Now Monte Morris kicking it off to Barton. Barton looking up. Pulls the trigger. Knocks down a second 3-pointer in this second quarter. Barton providing that offensive spark the Nuggets needed. They've cut the lead down to 6. 38-32. And just like that, the bench points for the Spurs, only 6. As the Denver Nuggets have 17. Now, we have Puerto. Puerto giving it off to Patty Mills. Again, coming off the screen. Another foul called. Let's see if this one, again, is going to be a shooting foul. Mike Malone trying to get an explanation saying if that should have been a shooting foul. Let's take a look at this replay again. As Puerto gives a nice little screen. And Monte Morris trying not to get close to him. But every time Patty Mills feels the contact, he goes right up. shoots that three just in case they call the foul. So now here comes Patty Mills. Knocks down the first one. So now the score is 39-32, 7-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs. So far, game one, the score was 101-96. San Antonio won. Denver was able to get that game two victory as Patty Mills knocks down the second free throw. 40-32 is the score now. He still has one left as San Antonio's up by 8. DeMar DeRozan back on the floor. And now all three are connected by Patty Mills. So the score is 41-32. Derek White still on the bench. Let's see when he comes back on for the Spurs. So now, here comes Denver with the ball. Now they have Will Barton. Barton feels the contact. Oh, couldn't knock it down to try to complete the three-point play. Instead, he's going to head to the free throw line to try to knock down 2 more free throws for the Denver Nuggets. Barton in game 1 had 15 points, but game 2 and game 3 only had 3 and 4 points. Tonight, he's already got 6, make it 7 as he knocks down that first free throw. Now it's an 8-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs. 8 minutes and 31 seconds left in this second quarter. Now knocks it down, and Will Barton does. Goes 2 for 2 and makes it a 7-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs. 8 minutes and 25 seconds left in this second quarter. Patty Mills looking for Rudy Gay. Passes it off to him. Now the Spurs moving the ball around. Forbes back in the game for the Spurs. Now Forbes going to his right, going right at Beasley. Ends up getting fouled on his way up. So now it's going to be more shooting free throws for the San Antonio Spurs. 41-34 is the score. And Spurs just getting easy points by heading to the free throw line. A lot of the Spurs averaging very high percentages from the free throw line. So this is going to only work in their benefit as Forbes knocks down the first free throw. As they've shown highlights of Derek White attacking the rim, as well as other San Antonio Spurs having success in the paint. Again, in the paint, Spurs dominated in Game 3 as they went 62 versus 42 points in the paint against the Denver Nuggets. They want to continue that success tonight as both free throws are knocked down by Forbes. 43-34 is the score. 9-point lead. Gary Harris back in the game. Couldn't knock down that 3 ball. Paul Millsap trying to strip that one from Rudy Gay, but Rudy Gay is able to maintain possession. Now Gay, guarded by Jokic, wants to go one-on-one, wants to get a head start. Nice little dribble. Nice crossover to the right. Feels the contact. Another foul. And again, the San Antonio Spurs are just destroying the Denver Nuggets in the paint. Either getting those layups down or headed to the free throw line. Either way, it is working for the Spurs as Rudy Gay is going now to the free throw line to try to knock down 2 free throws. Greg Popovich looking on at his team. Pretty sure he likes what he sees so far. As Rudy Gay had a double-double in Game 3. Had 11 points and 10 rebounds as he knocks down the first free throw. Making it a 10-point lead. 44-34 is the score. Now we see Derek White coming back on for the San Antonio Spurs. Coming in for Patty Mills. 7 minutes and 46 seconds left in this second quarter. Here comes Rudy Gay. Knocked down the first one. Trying to see if he can knock down the second one. And yes, he does. Now the score is 45-34. It's an 11-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs. Look at that. 16 free throw attempts for the San Antonio Spurs. They've knocked down 14. As the Denver Nuggets have only been to the free throw line 4 times. They're perfect so far as Jamal Murray almost falls out of bounds. Nice ball movement by the Nuggets and ends up with a 3-ball by Torrey Craig as he knocks that one down from the corner in front of the Denver Nugget bench. 45-37 is the score. It is now ball for the Spurs. Derek White has it. 45-37. 8-point lead for the Spurs as Rudy Gay tries that 3-ball. Not able to connect. And now here comes Denver Nuggets. Here comes Barton. Has the ball. Had Jokic behind him. Instead, he pulls up mid-range. Too short on that attempt. The ball bounces off the foot of Forbes. And it'll still be Denver Nuggets ball with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Unfortunate for the Spurs. as they had a chance to go in transition. Instead, ball goes right back to the Denver Nuggets for another possession. Another chance to cut this lead down. 45-37 is the score. 6 minutes and 55 seconds left in this second quarter. Barton lobs the ball up to Jokic. Now Jokic has it. Waiting for his teammates to cut to the basket. Now Jokic going right at LaMarcus Aldridge. Going baseline. Pump fakes. Gets right over the hands of Aldridge. Foul called. Count the bucket. And now Jokic is headed to the free throw line to try to complete a three-point play. Look at Jokic right there. Going right at Aldridge. Right into his chest. Pump fakes him. Doesn't get Aldridge to bite on that pump fake, but he's still able to maneuver that floater over the hands of Aldridge to get that bucket to fall. So now the score is 45-39. Make it 40-45 as the Denver Nuggets have just cut the lead down to 5. Less than 7 minutes to go in this second quarter. Jokic already with 13 points and 7 rebounds. Timeout by the San Antonio Spurs as Popovich wants to talk things over of how they're going to try to slow down Jokic and the Denver Nuggets in order to maintain their lead and get a 3-1 series lead as we go to a timeout break. 6 minutes and 43 seconds left in this second quarter. Spurs are still up by 5, 45-40. Oh man, such an interesting game so far. I mean, it looks like there's times where San Antonio's just gonna pull away and just blow this game out of the water, and then all of a sudden you have the Nuggets getting back into this game, knocking down a much needed 3, or getting it into the paint to Jokic, who gets an easy floater. Well, not easy, but still got an easy floater to fall. Let's see what happens between these two teams. You guys let me know what you want to see here. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think Denver is going to be able to pull off a victory here in San Antonio? Or is it going to be the San Antonio Spurs getting a 3-1 series lead? It's going to be very interesting to see what team is going to have success tonight. Both teams look pretty even though the Spurs have a 5-point lead so far. Let's check out the box scores right here to get into more detail between these two teams. Again, Aldridge leading the way with 13 points. As for the Denver Nuggets, Jokic with 13 points as well. Torrey Craig with 5. You still have Paul Millsap with no points and Gary Harris with no points. So that will have to change for the Denver Nuggets if they want to get back into this game and get a victory. I mean, Jamal Murray also with just 3 points. His shooting so far has been below average. He's averaging 39% from the field in this series against the San Antonio Spurs. So that shows you the kind of defense that the Spurs have been giving Jamal Murray. He's going to have to improve if he wants to help this Nuggets team get a victory tonight. As Jokic, he's still dominating. He's already going towards a double-double. He's got 7 rebounds. But now let's see. It's up to the bench for the Denver Nuggets if they want to try to get this victory. 5-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs. Currently in a timeout break right now. San Antonio trying to maintain their lead, but the Denver Nuggets trying to chip at it away every possession they can. Let's see how they can try to defend LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan. Both guys so deadly in mid-range. That's going to have to be the difference between these two teams. Again, of the multiple differences. I mean, again, Aldridge and DeRozan are just killer from mid-range. You know, you can allow them to take the threes, but then again, you risk the danger of them knocking down those threes and then increasing their lead or cutting the lead if they're down. So it's just so many factors that they take into account. But again, easier said than done for the Denver Nuggets and how to slow down LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan. I mean, so in the first 2 games, they were able to do it. They held them to a combined 41% field goal for DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge, but something is going to have to change tonight in order to get this victory. So now we have the game coming back on. 6 minutes and 43 seconds left in this game between the San Antonio Spurs and the Denver Nuggets. 45-40 is the score. Derek White in the game for the Spurs. Passing it right off to Forbes. Forbes tries a 3-pointer, and he misses his first one of the night. Now here comes Barton. Barton, nice little hop step. Gets into the lane. Couldn't convert on that layup. And now here comes Derek White to DeRozan. to Bertans. Bertans kicking it right off. Look at the ball movement by the Spurs. Now Aldridge has it. Aldridge with the fake spin. Fadeaway jump shot. Too strong on that attempt near the free throw line. And Jamal Murray has the ball now. So far, the San Antonio Spurs have only hit 1 field goal this quarter compared to Denver Nuggets, who have 6 already. Now here comes Barden. Barden comes up short on that 14-foot jump shot into the hands of Forbes. And now they bounce it over to Derek White. White has the ball. Trying to direct some traffic here as he's guarded by Barden. Now he pulls up, trying to hit that mid-range shot, but it goes right off the side of the backboard. And now here comes Barden. Barden already scoring his points, all of his points in this second quarter. Goes up, gets rejected by LaMarcus Aldridge. But Derek White tries to save it, ends up throwing it out of bounds. So it's going to remain with the Denver Nuggets. Another opportunity for the Nuggets to get another shot off as they show the replay of LaMarcus Aldridge coming in and swatting that one. Got a finger on it. Unfortunate for the Spurs that they were not able to retain possession of that one. 5 minutes and 36 seconds left in this second quarter. 5-point lead for the Spurs. Jokic has the ball. Hands it off. Jamal Murray pulls up. 3-ball. Knocks it down as he falls to the floor. Right over Derek White. And now the score is 45-43. 2-point lead for the Spurs, who are scoreless in the last 2.5 minutes. DeRozan pulls up mid-range. No, not able to change that drought. And now here comes Gary Harris. Harris bringing the ball down. Bounces it over. Paul Millsap from downtown. Paul Millsap not able to knock it down as Forbes gets the rebound. Now Forbes picking up the pace. Almost loses the ball. He's on the floor. Finds Derek White. White goes down the lane. All the way. Alley-oop to LaMarcus Aldridge, who finishes at the rim, making it a 4-point lead. 47-43. Just when you thought that play was going to break down in chaos for the Spurs, Derek White comes in to save it, and he passes it off to LaMarcus Aldridge. Now Jamal Murray going around the screen and roll with Jokic. Jokic tries that floater, bounces in and out, and the Spurs get another rebound. 4-point lead for the Spurs. Here comes DeRozan. Nice little spin move. Goes around the defenders, and he's still able to get that tough layup to go. Nice scoop layup by DeMar DeRozan. Oh, AT&T Center is starting to pump right now as DeMar DeRozan has 10 points and 4 assists. Now here come the Denver Nuggets. Nice little crossover. Jamal Murray bounces it over to Jokic. Jokic has 8 seconds on the shot clock, guarded by Puerto. Nice little spin move. Tries to get his own little scoop layup, but he's not able to finish. Goes out of bounds, and it's going to be San Antonio ball. Look at Derek White right here, alley-ooping it right over to Aldridge on that play. And then look at the spin move and the footwork by DeRozan to get right around his defender, put the ball away from the reach of any defender, and get that layup to go. 49-43 is the score. 6-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs. Now DeRozan, nice little jab step, mid-range jumper, not able to connect as Jokic gets the rebound for the Nuggets. Now Jokic bringing the ball up. He's the point guard now as he passes it off. Now Jamal Murray pulls up, top of the key, banks that one in from the top of the key. Jamal Murray was frustrated, saying that there should have been a foul called. 49-45 is the score as DeRozan attacks the rim again, goes down the lane, not able to connect on that floater. And now here comes Jokic, outlets it over to Jamal Murray, who crosses it over to Gary Harris for 3. Harris gets his first bucket of the game. Connects on that 3-ball. 1-point lead now for the Spurs. 49-48 is the score. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left in this second quarter. Here comes Derek White. White goes to his left around the screen of LaMarcus Aldridge. Now he passes it off to DeMar DeRozan. DeRozan trying to look for the mismatch. He goes to his right, finds Aldridge behind the 3-point line. No, not able to connect, but look at there. Poeltl with the offensive rebound gets swarmed by 3 defenders from the Nuggets. And now Derek White crosses it right over to Forbes. Forbes goes up for the floater. Offensive foul. San Antonio was not able to capitalize off of that offensive rebound. Look at this pass by Murray, lobbing it up cross court into the hands of Gary Harris, finally getting his first bucket of the game. And now they've been able to cut this lead down to 1. Denver with the ball have a chance to take the lead again over the Spurs. Nice little screen and roll again. Here comes Jokic going right at Puerto. The ball goes down. Count the bucket. Jokic has another opportunity for a 3-point play for the Denver Nuggets. And just like that, the Nuggets are back into this game and back on top over the San Antonio Spurs. Now here comes Jokic. He's got 15 points, trying to make it 16. Yes, he does. Knocks down the three-point play with that free throw. 51-49. 2-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. 2.5 minutes left in this second quarter. 17-4 run for the Spurs the last 5 minutes. Now Derek White in the corner, pulls it back, gets a nice little screen. Now he's going to his left, kicking it out to LaMarcus Aldridge. Now Aldridge finds DeRozan. DeRozan trying to get that one up. It feels the foul, so it's going to be free throws for DeMar DeRozan and the San Antonio Spurs. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left as DeRozan at the free throw line. Both teams are in the bonus for the remainder of this second quarter. There's going to be a whistle on the floor. They're trying to see who's going to come in or substitutions, but I believe there's just going to be a timeout on the floor, or I believe the referees are going to overlook something. Denver Nuggets so far have come back into this game 17-4 run, and it has just been the help of a lot of guys. Will Barton started it off at the start of that second quarter, but then you had Jamal Murray starting to get some buckets down. Then Gary Harris was able to knock down a three, and then Jokic getting a three-point play opportunity. And that is the reason the Spurs, also because of the Spurs not knocking down any buckets for a certain amount of time in this second quarter. They went on a drought for about 3 minutes where they did not knock down one field goal. So Spurs going to try to see if they can close this quarter off strong with at least getting the lead over the Nuggets. But the Nuggets, I'm pretty sure, want to go into halftime with this lead. That way they can have momentum on their side. So DeMar DeRozan got fouled before we went to a break. Here comes DeRozan. Knocks down the free throw. 51-50 as Poeltl taking a break as Rudy Gay comes on to the floor for Poeltl. 11 points and 4 assists for DeMar DeRozan. He's going to try to make it 12. So he knocks down the second free throw. Ties this game up 51-51. 2 minutes and 13 seconds left in this second quarter. As now we have Jamal Murray. Thought about the fadeaway. Passes it to Millsap at the last second. Not able to knock down that floater though is Millsap. And now the score remains 51-51. Less than 2 minutes left. Here comes DeRozan. Dribbling between the legs. Trying to pass it off. Lobs it up to Derek White. Now White speeds down the lane. Tries to make the layup, but he's not able to get that one to drop. But LaMarcus Aldridge comes up with the rebound. Here comes Forbes for three. Forbes, no, not able to get that one to fall. The score is still tied 51-51. Now is there going to be Craig who falls to the floor. There's going to be a foul against the San Antonio Spurs. 1 minute and 35 seconds left in this second quarter. Mike Malone trying to pump up his guys. Finish this quarter off strong. 1 minute and 35 seconds left. All right, guys, I am back now. Sorry about that. Had to take a quick break away from the game. Ended up only missing like a minute and a half of this second quarter. Now we're into halftime, and just like that, what do you know? 54-54 is the score between these two teams. Again, both these teams are just so evenly matched, not because of the players that they have, also just because of the systems and the coaches who have set these teams up for success. I mean, you have guys like Mike Malone, who is just implementing and believing in his guys like Jamal Murray or like Gary Harris to kind of get into their rhythms, into the game. So now we will wait until the third quarter begins in the next couple of minutes. Still going to be just halftime, just about started. So we will see what happens in the remainder of this game. And again, what we learned from this first quarter, again, is just the second chance opportunities that both teams are going to have is who's going to take advantage of the offensive rebounds. Is it going to be the San Antonio Spurs or is it going to be the Denver Nuggets? We will find out as this game continues. I mean, we're in halftime break right now. The score is 54-54. As I save this recording right here, let's see. For the second quarter. Boom. So we have that. Again, offensive rebound is going to be key. So for the Denver Nuggets, they ended up getting 9 offensive rebounds, which obviously gives them so many second chance opportunities as compared to the San Antonio Spurs, who only got 6. So good note for the Denver Nuggets that they are getting multiple opportunities on the offensive end by getting offensive rebounds, whether it's Nikola Jokic or if it's Gary Harris or if it's anybody else for the Denver Nuggets that's helping them get offensive rebounds. I mean, again, Jokic with 10 rebounds already. He's already got a double-double in that first half, but 5 of his rebounds were actually offensive rebounds. So that just shows you the type of impact that Jokic has. You also have various, offensive rebounds from Paul Millsap, Gary Harris. You got Monte Morris and Will Barton with some. So that was going to help the Denver Nuggets, which obviously helped them as well in this second quarter to get back into the game because they were just down as low as 12 points versus the San Antonio Spurs in that first quarter. I mean, the Spurs were just rolling. So let's see what kind of an impact and change we see in that third quarter. So far, it is looking like it's going to be a very close game, just like the other 3 games have been between the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. We're in a halftime break right now, guys. You guys let me know in the chat who you think is going to take this victory. Is it going to be the Denver Nuggets? Are they going to tie this series up 2-2? Or is it going to be the San Antonio Spurs taking a commanding 3-1 lead and just getting that upset over the number 2 seed actually in the Western Conference, the Denver Nuggets? You guys let me know in the chat as we wait for the third quarter to come back on. Leading scorer for the Denver Nuggets actually ended up being Nikola Jokic with 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Jamal Murray had 10 points in that first half as well. Torrey Craig ended it with 6 points. Then you had Gary Harris, who only knocked down 1 3-ball, and that was his 3 points for the first half. Then you had Malik Beasley off the bench knocking down 5 points. Monte Morris with 2. Mason Plumlee with 4. And Will Barton with another spark in that second quarter with 8 points off of the bench. So for the San Antonio Spurs, though, leading scorer, LaMarcus Aldridge got 17 points in that half. Then you had DeMar DeRozan with 13 points, just attacking the rim. Nice little spin move and footwork that he got to get that nice little layup in that second quarter. Then you have Brian Forbes, who's already knocked down 2 3-balls for the game. It's another factor that you're going to have to take into account is like, okay, who's having more success from downtown? Currently, San Antonio Spurs are 3 for 10 in that first half, only taking 10 3-pointers as compared to the Denver Nuggets, who have taken 15, but they've knocked down 7, which is also the reason why Denver was able to crawl back and go on a nice little 14-0 scoring run against the San Antonio Spurs. Still, plenty of game to see between these two teams, so anything can happen. And what's even better is that, okay, you end halftime thinking that, okay, who's going to have the advantage? End up in a tie at halftime. So again, third and fourth quarter are going to have to decide this game and see, okay, is it going to be the San Antonio Spurs? Do they have the momentum on their side? They obviously have the home crowd energy on their side. Try to help them face off against the Denver Nuggets. But Nuggets, again, trying to look for ways to find the flaws in the system of the San Antonio Spurs. Look for openings. Try to win the rebounds. Win the three-point contest. Well, not a legit three-point contest, but more of like the three-point category. Just different stuff like that. These different intangibles as well as turnovers. I mean, the San Antonio Spurs are just a team that always well run and try to limit their turnovers as much as they can. They currently only have 5 turnovers in that first half. But Denver so far doing a good job as they only have 3. Again, everything can change from quarter to quarter. So we will see what happens between these two teams. You guys let me know in the chat who you think is going to take this victory. Is it going to be the Denver Nuggets or is it going to be the San Antonio Spurs? So far, these playoffs have been off to a great start. If anybody watched the Brooklyn Nets versus the 76ers, that game was close all the way down to the wire, but the Sixers actually ended up pulling off the victory, and now they're up 3-1. You guys also let me know what team or series are you following. Where do you think is going to come out on top in each series? We still have 2 more games after this one. It's going to be between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Detroit Pistons. Then you also have the Houston Rockets against the Utah Jazz. So that should be another 2 games to watch on your Saturday afternoon and night. So it should be really, really fun to see what happens between these two teams in this series between the Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. Again, if we look back at what we have, one of the big advantages that the San Antonio Spurs have is playoff experience. I mean, you have guys like Bellinelli who've been to the playoffs, Patty Mills. You have LaMarcus Aldridge who's been to the playoffs. You have DeRozan. You have so many guys that can, be the veterans in that locker room for the San Antonio Spurs to try to provide the young guys with the much-needed words of wisdom. As for the Denver Nuggets, you only really have Paul Millsap. Paul Millsap is one of the guys that's been to the playoffs. But other than that, not a lot of guys have had that kind of experience, so there's not really much to tell. And that could be one of the factors of why they are struggling against the San Antonio Spurs, who is a lower seed, is that maybe they're not ready for the type of playoff, play that goes on in these series, the type of physicality, which is one thing that Mike Malone, coach of the Denver Nuggets, kept proclaiming after Game 3 is that they were not physical enough and that they needed to be more physical if they wanted to compete against this strong team of the San Antonio Spurs. So we saw some of that physicality. They've been able to box out some of these San Antonio players and get second chance opportunities, but you're going to have to keep that up through 48 minutes. So only 24 minutes have been played. Let's see what differences we get to see and where the momentum will shift in that third and fourth quarter as the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs are tied 54 all at halftime. Game 4. The next few minutes, the third quarter should start, and we will start doing the play-by-play as well. Such a fun time right now, guys. I love the playoffs. If anybody's watching the Portland Trailblazers and Oklahoma City Thunder series, that series is a lot of fun to watch. I mean, especially when you get to see Damian Lillard and Russell Westbrook go one-on-one. It's just, it's something that you rarely get to see. I mean, that each team has their own star, but rarely do you get to see stars face off like one-on-one against each other, trying to see guard each other, trying to stop each other from, getting to their spots, having success on the floor. But yeah, that's something that you see in this Oklahoma City and Portland Trailblazers series is that you get Damian Lillard trying to stop Russell Westbrook, make him uncomfortable, and have him miss his shots. But then you have, on the other end, Russell Westbrook just putting the pressure on Damian Lillard, not allowing him to just get easy layups or as easy scoring as he did in the regular season. So that is the kind of stuff and the kind of storyline that I love to watch because it's just two players that are very respected in the NBA, and you get to see them face off on a nightly basis in this playoff series. So right now, Portland is up on that one 2-1 in this playoff series, but things can very much change, especially considering that there's still one game left at OKC. And if OKC can pull off that victory, we're back at square one, 2-2, going right back to Portland. Now, Portland does have home court advantage, so that should be a really fun, interesting series to watch. Also, for another series, if you guys are interested, that Houston Rockets and Jazz one is also, I mean, so far, Houston looks like they're trying to get that sweep against the Utah Jazz, but tonight they will be playing their first game at Utah. So we'll see if that has any kind of a factor or change for the Utah Jazz, if that provides the energy that they need in order to kind of push through, get a victory in this playoff series, and not get swept by the Houston Rockets. I mean, James Harden, last game, he was just unstoppable. Not only last game, this whole regular season, he's been unstoppable. So it's one of those puzzles that Utah has to figure out and solve. And so not only does Utah have to figure it out, but so does every other team that faces the Houston Rockets if they're able to advance. Is how you're going to be able to figure out how to defend James Harden. He attacks the rim so well. He makes it look effortless. How he's able to just kind of step back, step to the side, no matter if it's his right side, left side. He'll drill that three-pointer. He'll go by his defender. He'll step back and cross that ball right back, get away from his defender. He uses his body really well, especially when he feels the contact of the defender. So should be a very interesting to see how the Utah Jazz can try to manage James Harden. But we will see. He is in away territory now. He is in Utah territory tonight. So we'll see if that has any factor as he goes up against the defense of the Utah Jazz. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, guys, even though I'm already talking about other series, we still got the Denver Nuggets versus the San Antonio Spurs, tied 54-54, waiting for the halftime break to end. That way we can start going through the play-by-play of the third quarter. This game is going to go down to the wire. Which team was going to come out on top? We were going to find out right now. I mean, before the season started, I legit thought that the Denver Nuggets were going to have a good chance to try to beat the Warriors if they met in the Western Conference Finals, but seeing them kind of struggle against the San Antonio Spurs kind of makes me want to change my mind a little bit. I mean, again, styles make, even though this is more of like an MMA analogy or anything like that, but styles make fights, and every basketball team's style is completely different. There's times where one team can just like run and gun. They attack the paint really well, and then that's really all they know how to do. But then there's other teams that move the ball exceptionally well. They bury three-pointers. They defend really well. And then you have more success or less success against them. So each playoff series is, independent of its own. So, maybe against some teams, they struggle very much. But then against other teams, strong teams, they're able to just kind of work their magic and work into their system, and it allows them to have the success they had in the regular season. So we will see what Denver can do in the second half against the San Antonio Spurs. We're currently in a halftime break. The third quarter is just about to begin, and it is now underway. Denver Nuggets will have first possession of this second half. Now here comes Murray. Teardrop gets that one to fall to start the scoring for the Denver Nuggets. The score is 56-54 now. Denver with a 2-point lead. And now here comes Derek White. White has the ball, trying to pass it off. He finds LaMarcus Aldridge, who gives it off to DeRozan. DeRozan going down the lane to his right, toward the rim. Not able to hit, but there's going to be a whistle on the floor against the Denver Nuggets. So now let's see what happens as they're trying to decide who the foul is going to be on. But it's going to be on Poeltl for the San Antonio Spurs, who's going to go to the free throw line and take 2 free throws. So now Poeltl knocks down the first free throw. As we see some of the stats right here from the first half, Jokic with 16 points, leading the way in that first half. You got Jamal Murray with 10 points, and Will Barton from the bench with 8 as Poeltl knocks down both free throws, tie this game up again, 56-56. As we have Jamal Murray bringing the ball up for the Denver Nuggets. Now Murray kicks it off to Paul Millsap. Millsap scoreless, but he just changed that as he knocked down that mid-range jumper from the top of the key. Denver Nuggets up again by 2 points over the Spurs. Now Derek White going around the LaMarcus Aldridge screen. Bounces it over to Aldridge. Aldridge now with a nice little teardrop, and he gets that one over the defender. Tying this game up again, 58 all. 1 minute into this third quarter, both teams already exchanging some buckets. Now here comes Craig. Nice little dribble between the legs. Now Jokic gives it right back to Craig, but couldn't finish the layup. And DeRozan has the rebound. Now DeRozan passing it off to Forbes. Forbes with a nice little jab step. Finds Pirtle in the paint. Gets that layup to drop. Great find by Forbes. And now the Spurs are up by 2, 60-58. Now here comes Jamal Murray, guarded by Derek White. These two have been battling since game 3. And now Jokic pulls the trigger on that 3 ball, but it's too strong on that one. Derek White comes up with the rebound. Now White going to his left, waiting for the perfect opportunity. He finds DeRozan cutting to the basket. Look at DeRozan adjusting in midair, gliding to the rim as he goes up for the left-handed layup. Sweet, sweet move by DeRozan. And now the Spurs are up by 4, 62-58. Nuggets are going to try to stop this run as much as they can. They have to, as Jokic kicking it out to Harris. Harris pulls up from 3 as he knocks down his second three-pointer of the game. 62-61. 1-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs as Derek White going around the screen now, guarded by Harris, going to his right, trying to go up for the layup. As he's trying to get that one to fall, not able to hit, but look at Pirtle getting the offensive rebound. Kicks it off to Aldridge, and now DeRozan will reset everything for the Spurs. Now DeRozan, 5 seconds on the shot clock, guarded by Millsap. Nice little crossover, almost loses possession. Fadeaway jumper at the end of the buzzer. No, not able to hit that one as Gary Harris comes up with the rebound. And now the Denver Nuggets, with 18 seconds on the shot clock, trying to set something up on offense. They try to feed the ball into Paul Millsap, but there's going to be a whistle on the floor. Nice little pass by Jokic. Gives him another assist. And Harris with another beautiful stroke to get his shot going as he's got 2 3-pointers already. So now look at this nice little stat. 14 assists for the Denver Nuggets without a turnover. As Jamal Murray with a nice little spin move passes it right off to Jokic. And Jokic buries back-to-back threes for the Denver Nuggets. First Gary Harris. Now Jokic, and the Denver Nuggets are up on top again by 2. 64-62 is the score. Jokic already with 19 points in this game. Here comes Aldridge, calling for it. He's got Millsap right behind him. Millsap falls to the floor, gives LaMarcus Aldridge an open lane to the rim. Paul Millsap thought that there was going to be a foul called as soon as he fell to the floor, but nothing was called by the refs. Now here comes Jamal Murray going to his left. Feels the contact, and he gets fouled on his way to the rim by Derek White. So it's going to be free throws for Jamal Murray. It's going to be the first foul on Derek White. Now Jamal Murray headed to the free throw line, trying to get distracted by the San Antonio crowd, but that's not going to help much as he knocks down the first free throw. Jamal Murray averaging 18.2 points per game, as well as a field goal percentage of 44%. But like we mentioned earlier, so far in this series, he's only averaged 39% from the field. Let's see if he can try to step that up in this game as he knocks down both free throws. Makes it a 2-point lead again, 66-64. Denver is on top over the San Antonio Spurs. 8.5 minutes left in this third quarter. 2-1 series lead for the Spurs. Derek White drives down, feels the contact. His shot attempt goes in and out. So now he's going to shoot free throws for the San Antonio Spurs. 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in this third quarter. Foul is going to be on Torrey Craig. So now Derek White, who had 36 points in Game 3, trying to help his team out, get that 3-1 series lead as he comes up way short on that first free throw attempt. White averaging 23 points per game versus the Nuggets this series so far. But tonight, he's only got 5 points, so the Nuggets have done a good job to try to give him different looks on the defensive end, throwing Murray at him and throwing Gary Harris. So now here comes Jamal Murray. 66-65 is the score as Derek White only hit 1 of 2 free throws. Denver is up by 1. Here comes Jokic, guarded by LaMarcus Aldridge. Jokic backing down, finds Murray. Murray, nice little fadeaway, but he passes at the last second. Almost loses the ball. Now here come the Nuggets. Before the shot clock ends, 3-ball drops for Torrey Craig right before that shot clock buzzer went off. And just like that, the Denver Nuggets are up by 4, 69-65. Here comes DeRozan going baseline before he can pass that one off to Forbes. It gets deflected by Jamal Murray. Look at this nice little touch pass by Jokic to save it. Give it out to Harris, and then Harris with the awareness to know, okay, I'm going to give it off to Torrey Craig. He's just going to have to catch it, shoot it, and Craig knocks that one down. So it's going to be a timeout on the floor between the San Antonio Spurs and the Denver Nuggets. Denver is up by 4, 69-65. Still 7 minutes and 41 seconds left in this third quarter between the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. Oh, again, both of these teams are just so, again, I said it already, evenly matched. Both teams just kind of running the same type of style of basketball. Pass, move, trying to find that open guy to get a good look at the basket. And that's why they're going to keep trading the lead. At first it was San Antonio was up. Now we have the Denver Nuggets up by 4. There's going to be so many lead changes, so many ties. And I would not be surprised if this game goes down to the wire into overtime. We will see what happens. Guys, you guys let me know in the chat who you think is going to take the victory tonight. Is it going to be the San Antonio Spurs? Are they going to take a 3-1 series lead over the number 2 team in the West? Or are the Denver Nuggets going to tie this series up 2-2, head back to Denver, and try to get back into this series and prove that they're going to have to, forget about not having playoff experience, but they're just going to have to learn on the way. So in a timeout break right now, guys. Still 7 minutes and 41 seconds left in this third quarter. Denver getting a 4-point lead with the help of Jokic. Jokic now trying to help his team out. He's got 19 points in the game with 10 rebounds. You also have Jamal Murray with 14 points, and then Gary Harris 6 points now that he's knocked down 2 3-pointers. As for the San Antonio Spurs, it's a 2-man game right now. It's DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge both have double-digit points. Everybody else, only single-digit points for the San Antonio Spurs. That is not going to be able to, help out the Spurs get a victory if it's just 2 guys putting up most of the points for this team. So we will see what changes the Spurs need to make in order to try to have the bench have more of an impact. But so far, the bench for the Denver Nuggets has put up a lot more points. You have Malik Beasley, who came on in that second quarter and just started knocking down buckets. He has 5 points. Then you had Will Barton, who also got off the bench in that second quarter and knocked down 8 points. And it's just stuff like that is what's going to help the Denver Nuggets if they can try to get more points off of the bench. Either helps them get the lead or cuts down the lead. It puts them in prime position to get this victory tonight. They are trying to snap a 14-game losing streak at San Antonio. So I'm pretty sure that even though the players might say that they're not thinking about it, it is in their minds already, grained in there, knowing that, okay, we can't just lose another game. This cannot happen again. But time will tell, as we still have plenty of time in this third quarter to see what happens between these two teams. Still in a timeout break. 69-65 is the score. Denver currently up by 4 points. 7 minutes and 41 seconds left in the third quarter. Very interesting to see what changes we'll see after this timeout. As we have the game coming back on now, showing some of the audio assist of Mike Malone with his team, the Denver Nuggets. Now we have Derek White ready to inbound for the San Antonio Spurs. 4-point deficit for the Spurs. Still 7 minutes and 40 seconds left. Derek White trying to find one of his teammates before the 5-second violation. And it's going to be a 5-second violation. White not quick enough to pass that one off. So turnover by the Spurs. Popovich does not like when they give up balls like that. Especially when they have a chance to just toss that ball in to set up a play. So now here comes Jokic. Passing off to Millsap. Millsap tries a 3. No, too short. But he's able to track down his own miss. Kicking it out to Jokic. Now Jokic thought about the 3 ball. Gets the foul called. And now it's going to be free throws for Nikola Jokic. Now we're going to have to see if he was behind the 3-point line in order to see if it's going to be 3 or just 2 free throws. Let's see. The pump fake for sure happens. And no, his foot is inside the arc, so it's going to be 2 free throws for Nikola Jokic. Here comes Jokic. Knocks down the first free throw. Jokic, an 82% free throw shooter, as Jakob Poeltl is going to the bench for the San Antonio Spurs. He has 4 fouls. Here comes Rudy Gay now. Let's see what kind of an impact this will have for Nikola Jokic now. He's going to have to force LaMarcus Aldridge to guard him. And now here comes Jokic. Knocks down both free throws. Makes it a 6-point lead. 71-65 is the score. Here comes Derek White. We have White, Aldridge, Forbes, Rudy Gay, and DeRozan on the floor for the San Antonio Spurs. Forbes knocked down a couple of 3 balls in that first half. Let's see how many he can try to knock down to help the Spurs. As a nice little pass to the cutting DeRozan. Nobody around him. And he gets an easy bucket under the basket. 71-67 is the score. Denver still up by 4 points. Here comes Jokic. Jokic passing it off to Jamal Murray. Now Murray jumps up, giving it off to Gary Harris. Now he finds Jokic, who steps behind the arc. Passes it off to Millsap. Millsap's got 5 seconds in the shot clock. Nice spin move. Passes it right back to Jokic. Jokic has to beat the buzzer. Takes that 3. No, not able to hit that one. As the buzzer ends for the Denver Nuggets. And now Derek White and the Spurs come up on the offensive end. Here comes Derek White. He's got Jokic right at him. Going right to the rim. Easy move for Derek White. And a timeout by Mike Malone. He doesn't want the Spurs to get back into this game as the lead has been cut down to 2. Look at this nice little hesitation move by Derek White. Sees that he's got the mismatch. Blows right by Nikola Jokic. And now the lead is down to 2. 71-69 is the score as we go to another timeout break between these two teams. Just when you think that one team is going to have the momentum on their side and looking like they're going to, increase their lead to double digits, the other opposing team just gets back into the game. They find some type of spark. They find some type of rhythm. And just like that, the Spurs have cut the lead down to 2. So now we will see what is going to happen in the remainder of this third quarter as we go to another timeout break. That is one of the things that I think I have to start getting used to, is that in playoff basketball, so many more timeouts are called, because every timeout is going to be essential. Every timeout break, the coach has an opportunity to get into the mind of his players, to kind of get a feel and a grasp of what they're thinking about in order to know what? Like, we got to focus on this. We can't focus on that. Hey, step it up on the defensive end. Know your assignments and maybe stop being reckless. Try not to lose the ball as much. All these things that, coaches trying to say in order to get their guys back into that mindset that they need to have, especially in these playoff moments where in a few minutes or a few seconds, everything can change. So 6 minutes and 24 seconds left in this third quarter. We're in a timeout break. Denver is only up by 2 now. 71-69 is the score. We will continue to see if there's going to be any changes for the Denver Nuggets or the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, Poeltl already with 4 fouls in this game, so we won't probably see him until the fourth quarter or maybe the end of the third quarter. Rudy Gay coming in for his spot. But for the Denver Nuggets right now, again, Jokic is that guy right now. 21 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Looking for a triple-double in these playoffs. Now we have Jamal Murray with 14 points and 4 assists. But mostly the rest of the Denver Nuggets is a nice little spread. But other people are going to have to step up, especially when some of the bench players start coming on, like Will Barton, like Malik Beasley, who have to try to continue that spark even when Jamal Murray or Nikola Jokic is on the bench trying to get some rest. So now we have still waiting for the timeout break to end. As for the San Antonio Spurs, DeMar DeRozan, he's got 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. But again, the three three-pointers that the San Antonio Spurs have hit is not going to be enough if they want to try to keep up with the Denver Nuggets. So far, they're only 2 points behind, but for the Denver Nuggets, they have had much more success from beyond the arc. They've already hit 10 for 21. So that should show you that even though they've only hit 3 as compared to 10 for the Denver Nuggets, Spurs doing a good job in staying in this game as they're only down by 2 points. Timeout break still as the score is 71-69. Spurs currently down by 2 points. You guys let me know in the chat who you think is going to take this victory. Is it going to be the Spurs? Is it going to be the actual Denver Nuggets? So now we have the game coming back on now. Here comes the Denver Nuggets. Here comes Paul Millsap. Millsap going baseline. Gave up his dribble. Guarded by Aldridge trying to pressure him with only a few seconds on the shot clock. Now he kicks it out. 3-ball on its way. Drains it by Jamal Murray. Right before the shot clock ended again. San Antonio doing a great job to try to not allow the offense to get in a rhythm and disrupt it. But again, the Denver Nuggets in the last second of that shot clock were able to bury the three-pointer, and it came by the hands of Jamal Murray. And now the score is 74-69. Here comes Aldridge, mid-range, too short on that one as the Denver Nuggets get the rebound. 5-point lead for the Nuggets. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in this third quarter. Torrey Craig trying to give it off to Paul Millsap. Instead, the ball gets moved around. Nice little pass. Jamal Murray hammers that one down right over the defense. Now he's giving a nice little look, that game face after he jammed that one down. Great find by Jokic. He is such a great passer considering he is a center, but I mean, that just allows him to be even better because he can overlook the defense at any time. And he bounced that ball perfectly into the hands of Jamal Murray. Gave him the opportunity to dunk that one down the lane as look at Forbes cutting, slicing through the defense, and he's able to get to the rim and get a layup. 76-71, 5-point lead. Torrey Craig, 3-ball, another one for the Denver Nuggets. 3-ball has been on for the Denver Nuggets, which they now have an 8-point lead. Torrey Craig with 12 points on the night so far. Here comes Aldridge, top of the key, guarded by Nikola Jokic. Now they move the ball around. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes Rudy Gay going to his left. Right over Paul Millsap. No, not able to get that one to drop. Paul Millsap with the good defense to make it uncomfortable for Rudy Gay. Now here come the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray going to his right. Falls. Finds Jokic. Jokic got fouled before he can try to complete that layup. So now it's going to be free throws for Jokic. And that's the replay right here by Murray, who knocks down that 3-ball at the end of the shot clock. And then he rises up. Rudy Gay thought about it, but then he stopped in midair and he got dunked on. Jamal Murray needed that bucket in order to get that rhythm going in this game. As Jokic knocks down another free throw for the Denver Nuggets, making it a 9-point lead. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in this third quarter. Denver Nuggets now looking to get their highest lead of this game as we have substitutions for the Spurs and the Denver Nuggets. Jokic had 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists in Game 3, but he is starting to have a better game than he had in Game 3, which is Denver Nuggets needed a better game from Jokic if they wanted to try to pull off a victory here in San Antonio as he hits both free throws. 10-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. Highest lead of the game. Now here comes Aldridge. Aldridge being pressured by Jokic. Now Patty Mills has it. Near the half-court logo. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Mills passing up to Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay stops on a dime. Pulls up. Too short on that mid-range shot, but Rudy Gay gets his own miss. But then they strip him. Paul Millsap with the steal. He picked his pocket. Now look at the Denver Nuggets. Pulling up for 3. No, not able to convert off of the turnover. That would have been a huge, huge advantage for the Denver Nuggets, but they're still up by 10, 81-71. Now here comes LaMarcus Aldridge, backing down on Jokic. Nice little fadeaway jump shot, not able to knock it down, but Rudy Gay again, hustling for the offensive rebound. He's able to get it, but it's going to be a jump ball between the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. Rudy Gay thought he got fouled, but referees called the jump ball. So now it's going to be Paul Millsap for the Denver Nuggets versus Rudy Gay for the jump ball. So now the teams trying to maneuver to see what position would be the best spot in order to get this tip. So now Rudy Gay versus Paul Millsap. Here comes the tip. And Paul Millsap's able to easily win that one. He tips it over to Malik Beasley. And now here come the Denver Nuggets looking to increase their lead. Now here comes Gary Harris. Feels the contact. And it's going to be an offensive foul on Paul Millsap. Ended up being a moving screen to give Gary Harris some space. Ended up just putting his hip right into Bellinelli. Very, very close call on that one. So now Paul Millsap going to the bench. 3 minutes and 18 seconds left in this third quarter. San Antonio still down by 10 points. 81-71. Bertans with the ball. Giving it off to Rudy Gay. Now he passes it off to Bellinelli. Nice ball movement by the Spurs. It's in the hands of LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge trying to go to work on Nikola Jokic. Felt the contact. Gonna be a foul on the floor. So now it's gonna be free throws for LaMarcus Aldridge. Trying to cut this lead down to single digits, 8 points. But currently, Denver Nuggets have a 10-point lead, 81-71. Here comes LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge, an 85% free throw shooter, knocks down the first one. He averaged 21.3 points per game and 9.2 rebounds in the regular season. So now here comes LaMarcus Aldridge. 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Not able to knock down. The second free throw goes 1 for 2. LaMarcus Aldridge does. So the lead is down to 9 for the Denver Nuggets. Here comes Monte Morris. Bouncing it over to Gary Harris. Harris waiting for the screen. Now he passes it off to Jokic. Jokic right back to Gary Harris. They're moving the ball around. There's going to be a whistle on the floor. So it's going to be a foul against Bellinelli. So because the Denver Nuggets are in the bonus, Nikola Jokic is going to the free throw line to try to knock down 2 more free throws. So this is where the Denver Nuggets have to try to capitalize. Free points as Jokic knocks down the first free throw. Makes it a 10-point lead. 82-72 is the score. Jokic with 24 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. He has just been that main factor of why the Denver Nuggets have gotten back into this game, and now they have an 11-point lead. 83-72 is the score. Patty Mills going to bring the ball up and initiate the offense for the San Antonio Spurs. In this quarter so far, Spurs have only scored 18, while the Denver Nuggets have 29, and 3-ball missed by Patty Mills. Now here comes Monte Morris, feels the contact, not able to finish at the rim. And now here goes Bellinelli, who grabs the rebound, passing it off to Rudy Gay. Now Rudy Gay gives up his dribble, finds Bertans. Now into the hands of Aldridge. Aldridge backing down on Plumlee. Wants to take him all the way. Kicks it out to Rudy Gay. Now Rudy Gay going to his left. Finds Aldridge with a beautiful bounce pass. Goaltending by the Denver Nuggets. So now it's going to count 2 points towards the San Antonio Spurs. So the score is 83-74. 9-point lead for the Denver Nuggets with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in this third quarter. Here comes Monte Morris. Morris passing it off to Jokic. Now Jokic has the ball. Giving it off to Barton. Now into the hands of Morris. Denver doing a good job to move the ball around. Every player touching it. Now Jokic has it. 7 seconds. Mid-range shot. Drains that one. Nothing but net by the big man, Jokic. 85-74. 26 points for Jokic. And now Aldridge has it. Ends up getting called for the reach, and Jokic does. That's already 2 fouls on Jokic against LaMarcus Aldridge. And that's exactly what Aldridge wanted. Try to get Jokic into foul trouble. As we see, Jokic going to take a break. We probably won't see him until the fourth quarter. That way he doesn't get into foul trouble. So now here comes the inbound for the San Antonio Spurs. 85-74. 11-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. Here comes Bellinelli. Trying to pass it off. It's a steal. Here come the Denver Nuggets. Passing it around. Mismatch. Foul by Bertans on that one as he fouls Barton, who goes right to the rim before he can even go up for that layup. So now it's going to be free throws for Will Barton. 1 minute and 30 seconds left in this third quarter. 85-74 is the score. Here comes Barton. He's got 8 points in the night so far. 2 3-pointers as he knocks down his first free throw. I mean, again, one of the big factors for the Denver Nuggets is their success at shooting three-pointers. They were successful in Game 3. They had 15 for 29 as Barton misses his second free throw, and they're doing even better tonight from beyond the arc. So now as Barton misses one and goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line, here comes Patty Mills going down the lane, dishes it right off. Beautiful find by Patty Mills, going right over for an easy bucket in the paint. So the score is 86-76, 10-point lead now for the Denver Nuggets. And now here comes Monte Morris, gets the pass from Plumlee, and one opportunity for Monte Morris, who rose up for that floater, knocked it down, felt the contact from the defender, and he's able to get that one to drop. So now Monte Morris is headed to the free throw line to try to knock down a three-point play. So now here comes Morris at the free throw line. Monte Morris will average 10.4 points per game. He is an 80% free throw shooter. And now it's seeing like they're showing Jokic on the bench. But now the referees are talking it over with the scores table, trying to fix the time on the game clock and the shot clock. As you see Popovich giving Patty Mills some assignments to his squad. So now here comes Monte Morris at the free throw line. Knocks down the free throw, making it a 13-point lead. 89-76 is the score, with less than a minute to go. Here goes Patty Mills speeding down the lane. Gets the foul called. He got hit from behind. And now Patty Mills headed to the free throw line to try to knock down 2 more free throws for the San Antonio Spurs. Patty Mills, good job to have the awareness to note, okay, there's going to be an open lane. Everybody thinks I'm going to pass it, so I'm just going to use my speed to go right by Mason Plumlee, go right at his body, even though he was behind him, and he got the foul called. So now here comes Patty Mills. Not able to knock down the first free throw for the San Antonio Spurs. And now the score remains 89-76, 13-point lead. 51 seconds left in this third quarter. Patty Mills has 7 points. And the night so far, make it 8 as he knocks down the second free throw, goes 1 for 2. 89-77 is the score. 12-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. Here comes Monte Morris initiating the offense for the Nuggets, actually. Guarded by Patty Mills. Here comes Monte Morris, waiting for the screen by Plumlee. Goes to his right, rises up, goes off the glass, right over Montejunos of the San Antonio Spurs, and he gets that one to drop, making it a 14-point lead, 91-77. 10-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Spurs have the ball. Patty Mills being pressured by Craig. Now he's got the mismatch. Here comes Patty Mills going right at Plumlee. Almost falls down, finds Montejunos, who gets that floater to fall. So the score is 91-79. 12-point lead for the Denver Nuggets, and now they have 10 seconds on the game clock. Shot clock is off. They'll have the last shot of this third quarter. Can they finish it off strong? Now here comes Monte Morris. Dishes it off to Plumlee. Loses it. Now there's a loose ball. Patty Mills chucks that ball, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. 91-79 is the score. Jamal Murray had himself a quarter, knocking down a 3, going down the lane and hammering it down, getting some nice floaters, and he loved that dunk that he did right over Rudy Gay as he had that nice little game face on. So we're going to a nice little third quarter break. And now, after this break, we will have the fourth quarter. Is going to be intense. Denver Nuggets trying to end the losing streak that they have versus the Spurs in San Antonio. Can they pull it off? Can they do it? You guys let me know in the chat. You guys let me know while we're in a little quarter break. Is it going to be San Antonio that comes off with this victory, or is it going to be the Denver Nuggets? We will see who will come out on top as I go ahead and save this recording right here. Let's see. That third quarter, again, the Nuggets took back the momentum from the Spurs, and now they have the lead. But can they sustain it? Can they keep it going? That is always one of the tough parts for any team, especially playing on the road when you know you don't have that home crowd energy. You're just going to get straight boos from the opposing fans for everything you do. But that is going to have to change right now. Guys, we're in a quarter break right now. Third quarter just ended. Spurs could not catch up to the Denver Nuggets, and they are currently down by 12 points. 91-79 is the score. Denver just got on a roll. Jamal Murray putting up buckets in that third quarter. Knocked down a few threes, knocked down a nice little floater, and then ended up with a jam from a nice pass from Jokic. And just like that, he has 19 points in the game with 5 assists. Nikola Jokic, he has 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. He is 3 assists away from a triple-double. You also have Torrey Craig with 12 points. You got Gary Harris with 6, Paul Millsap with only 2. But what has helped him out is the bench. Malik Beasley with 5 points. Will Barton with 9 points. Mason Plumlee with 4. Monte Morris with 7. So that bench has been that main X factor for the Denver Nuggets. Also, given the fact that the Nuggets right now, 12 for 24. They are 50% from beyond the arc, and they only have 5 turnovers in this game. As for the San Antonio Spurs, LaMarcus Aldridge still leading the way, 24 points. DeMar DeRozan, 17 points. Then you have Brian Forbes with 10 points. Derek White with only 8, considering he had a huge game at Game 3 with 36 points. But for turnovers, San Antonio with 7 in the night so far. Still 12 minutes left to play in this game. We will see who will come out on top. Denver Nuggets are going to try to make this series interesting by tying this game up 2-2. Or will it be the San Antonio Spurs just putting the pressure on, coming back in this game, and making it a 3-1 series lead? Still in a quarter break right now, guys. The game should be coming back. And here we go. Fourth quarter about to begin. Popovich going to have to just instill his game plan to his squad in order to get them through this game. I mean, DeRozan with 17 points, but he's already been so effective already, so I'm pretty sure he's going to have to be as aggressive as he was in that first half and attack the rim as much as he can to give San Antonio a chance to come back in this game. So now we have Pirtle giving it off to Bertan. Bertan goes up for the floater off the glass. Good touch by Bertan to get that one to fall. 91-81 is the score. 10-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. Fourth quarter, Game 4 between the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. Now here comes Gary Harris. Pulls up. Too short on the 3. Loose ball. Monte Morris with the offensive rebound. Drains the mid-range jumper. It's those second chance opportunities that are going to kill the San Antonio Spurs if they don't try to track down those loose balls and rebounds. 93-81. Bellinelli shoots that ball. Thought there was going to be contact. No foul was called. 93-81 is the score. 12-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. And now Plumlee with the ball, trying to find one of his teammates. Now he kicks it out. Here comes Barton. Barton, open lane. Down he goes. Not able to finish on that left-handed layup. And now Patty Mills using his speed. Look at the ball movement. Bertans with that layup, but he's not able to hit. But there's going to be a foul on the floor. Great ball movement by the San Antonio Spurs. You can already sense that there's a change on the floor right now as the guys know that they do not want to go back to Denver tied 2-2. So now here comes Bertans, who got fouled. Knocks down the first free throw. Bertans from the San Antonio Spurs averaged 88% from the free throw line, as well as averaging 43% from beyond the arc. As he misses the second free throw, splits them. Goes 1 for 2. 93-82 is the score. 11-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. A minute and a half into this fourth quarter. Both teams have gotten some good looks. Nice little runner by Gary Harris, but he's not able to knock it down. And now here comes Patty Mills, guarded by Malik Beasley, going across the basket. Couldn't get that left-handed layup to drop. And now here come the Denver Nuggets. Barton going down the lane, finds Torrey Craig. Craig for 3. Craig is feeling it so far from beyond the arc. Knocks down on another 3 ball. That's 13 3-pointers for the Denver Nuggets. Oh, man, they are just on fire right now as DeRozan is in the paint. Gets swarmed. Kicks it out to Bertans. Bertans dishes it right over for a nice reverse layup for Pirtle. Nice play by the big man. 96-84 is the score. 12-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. Less than 10 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Denver again trying to break that 14-game losing streak in San Antonio that they have. Monte Morris bounces it over to Plumlee. Plumlee's got 5 seconds. Nice footwork. Spin move. Floater goes down. Plumlee showing off the moves as he goes right at Pirtle right there for that play, as Patty Mills showing off the scale. He's trying to get his team back, willing this team to get back into this game. 98-86 is the score. 12-point lead for the Denver Nuggets as Plumlee has the ball, giving it off to Barton. Now Barton pulls up, top of the key, 3-ball, drops it down. That's already 2 3-pointers in this fourth quarter. Forces Greg Popovich to call a timeout. 9 minutes and 9 seconds left, and the lead is now up to 15. 101-86, highest lead of the game for the Denver Nuggets. Just like that, they have erupted from beyond the arc. It is now 14 for 27 from the field, 50%. Unbelievable. Let me check the box scores because I don't even know if I even said that percentage right. Let's see. San Antonio, I mean, they've been doing good so far, but it's that 3-ball that is now starting to hurt them. And it is 14 for 27. They're actually 51% from the 3-point land. Oh, Denver is just killing it. I mean, Torrey Craig with 4 3-pointers. You got Gary Harris with 2. Jamal Murray with 3 3-pointers. You got Will Barton, who is perfect from beyond the arc. It is those small little things that are going to start hurting the San Antonio Spurs if they do not try to put some pressure on the perimeter. So many good 3-point shooters for the Denver Nuggets, and they are feeling it. And what's even better than knowing that they are successful in the 3-point shooting is that they're doing it on the road. You know, some teams, they need the energy of the home crowd to try to knock down some shots, and then they feel more confident than when they're playing on the rims that they usually play on at home. But what's even better than that is knowing that you are as skilled and as talented to knock down a 3-ball wherever you are, no matter what away court you're on. And right now, Barton, Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, Torrey Craig, they are just having so much success here at San Antonio. And again, they look like they're going to have a great night for shooting 3-pointers. I mean, game 3, they knocked down 15 3-pointers. They're already on the same track right now. They have 14 3-pointers, and they have a 15-point lead, which is the highest lead of the game for the Nuggets. Very interesting to see what Greg Popovich will talk about during the timeout. So many things that the Spurs will need to adjust. But DeRozan is on the floor. Once LaMarcus Aldridge comes onto the floor, let's see how they will try to slow them down. Both guys will need to be aggressive. But the key is also going to be on the defensive end. How do you get stops? How do you stop the Denver Nuggets from moving the ball? Both teams have similar styles. They move the ball. Try to find the open guy. There's not one guy that's just going to try to, move with the ball and try to, force a shot. Even though each team does have a guy that can create his own shot, but both of these teams focus in on trying to move the ball around and try to find the best shot available for them on that possession. And so far, Denver is just finding better opportunities because they have a 15-point lead. We're in a timeout break. 9 minutes and 9 seconds left, guys. 101-86 is the score between the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. Game 4 of this first round playoff series. It is going to be very interesting to watch these last couple of minutes as we have the game coming back on, showing highlights of the 3 balls that have been dropped by the Denver Nuggets. Will Barton, perfect from beyond the arc, 3 for 3. You got Jamal Murray with 3 as well. And not only are you having success, but you're also having success with your star players on the bench. That shows you the power that the bench have in the playoffs. Benches can win or lose you games. So now we have the game coming back on. Bellinelli passing off to Patty Mills. Now Patty Mills being guarded by Malik Beasley. Now he gets a screen, cuts down, goes to the rim, gets that one to drop. So much contact for Patty Mills. He falls to the floor, and he's still able to finish. Cuts the lead down to 13. 101-88. Here come the Denver Nuggets. Moving the ball around. AT&T Center calling for defense. Now here comes Malik Beasley going right at Pirtle, and he still gets that floater to fall. 15-point lead again, 103-88. Here comes Patty Mills. Mills going to his right, turning the corner, dishes it off to Pirtle, who gets that layup to drop. 103-90. Patty Mills is that X factor off of the bench right now. He is just finding his teammates, and if he's not finding his teammates, he's finding an opening to the rim. 103-90 is the score. 13-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. Nice little pass. The ball goes out of bounds off of Mason Plumlee. So now it's a turnover by the Nuggets. Mike Malone just wants his guys to stay focused. You can make a few mistakes, but you can't consistently make back-to-back turnovers and mistakes that'll cost us the game. Let's see if they can try to do that in the last couple of minutes. As Patty Mills feels the contact, knocks down the three ball. Are they going to count it? Let's see what they do, as the referees are going to talk it over. If they do, Patty Mills with a potential 4-point play. Let's check this replay out. Goes around the screen. Monte Morris again. He has already been called for 2 fouls. Make that his 3rd foul against Patty Mills. And I do not believe they're going to count it. It was not in the shooting motion. So Spurs will just inbound the ball. DeRozan with the ball. Guarded by Will Barton. Goes around the screen. Right at Plumlee, kicks it out. Bertans open, nobody around him. No, not able to knock it down. And Torrey Craig, who's on the floor, almost got that rebound. Instead, DeRozan cracks that one back, and he jams it down against the defense of the Denver Nuggets. Oh, what a slam dunk by DeMar DeRozan. Showing off the hops. Nobody was going to rise up for that one. Look at him just stretch that one all the way back, crank it back, and then jam it down. 103-92, 11-point lead for the Denver Nuggets, and it's going to be a timeout for the Denver Nuggets. They do not want the Spurs to get on a scoring run. Oh, what a slam dunk, and those are the type of plays that you get pumped for. Those are the type of momentum plays that can shift everything in a quarter. And just like that, I mean, the lead was up to 15. Now it's just down to 11, but DeRozan trying to set AT&T Center on fire as he rises up for that one-handed jam. Oh, it's just it makes it look so easy how he's able to just rise up and just jam it down. Plumlee thought about going up, and he's like, last second, nope. I'll go ahead and let DeRozan jam that one down. Oh, such an intense play. Let's see what we're gonna have. We're gonna have after this timeout between the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. Still plenty of time in this game. Denver Nuggets just trying to maintain their lead. They just want to maintain their 11-point lead as much as they can, but there's 7 minutes and 43 seconds left in this 4th quarter. A must-win for the Denver Nuggets if they want this series to keep going, because going down 3-1, going back home, you're going to have to win one more game in San Antonio no matter what. So it'd be better for them if they try to get that victory now. I mean, DeRozan with that slam dunk, my goodness. He already had, let's check out this box score. He's got 19 points in the game so far, and those 2 points might have been the biggest to try to get these San Antonio Spurs back into this game. In Game 3, he had 25 points, and that helped the Spurs get that victory, 118-108. But what is it going to take to get the Spurs back into this game? But one interesting fact, though, is that teams that have actually won Game 3 in a series when they were tied 1-1 have a 74% chance of winning the series. So, considering that the San Antonio Spurs actually won Game 3, being tied 1-1, they have the advantage right now. So, let's see what they can do against the Denver Nuggets in the last 7 minutes of this game versus the Denver Nuggets. Still in a timeout break right now, 4th quarter between the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs, 103-92. Guys, let me know in the chat who you think is going to take this victory. Is it going to be the San Antonio Spurs? Are they going to pull off an upset over the Denver Nuggets, who are the number 2 seed in the West? Or is it going to be a 2-2 series tie between the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs? So many different things that can happen in this game. Still plenty of time left. We will see how everything plays out between these two teams. Still on a timeout break right now. I'm assuming that after this timeout, you have all the starters or the guys that have made the biggest impact on the floor. I mean, Patty Mills has been the main guy in this fourth quarter, knocking down some shots, dishing it off to his teammates, and getting them good looks. So I'd be surprised if he gets to sit on the bench. I mean, he's going to have to will this team and provide them as many opportunities as they can in this fourth quarter. As we have the game back on now, we have Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, Gary Harris. Now we have Malik Beasley and Torrey Craig on the floor for the Denver Nuggets. Malik Beasley has it. They're moving the ball around. Now Jokic has it. Nice ball movement. Torrey Craig pulls up. 3-ball. Knocks it down. Oh, this Denver Nuggets offense is just killing it from beyond the arc. They do not seem like they're going to slow down at all as the lead has gone back up to 14 points. Torrey Craig with 18 points already in the night so far. 106-92. Derek White on the floor again. Finds Patty Mills. He hesitated. Now he takes the three, and it comes up too short. Hits right off the front of the rim. Denver Nuggets actually have a higher 3-point percentage than a 2-point field goal percentage. Unbelievable. As nice little pass by Jokic to Malik Beasley. But now they're passing it right back. Jamal Murray almost loses his footing. Finds Torrey Craig. Craig not able to knock down that 3-ball. Goes in and out. So the score remains 106-92. 14-point lead. Patty Mills, beautiful bounce pass. Look at Pirtle trying to go around the defender, but he ends up missing the layup. Unfortunate for him, did not get the right bounce. 106-92. Jokic gives up his dribble. Now Malik Beasley. Nice little hesitation. Loses the ball. Fighting it with Patty Mills. Goes out of bounds, but it's still going to be Denver Nuggets ball with 9 seconds on the shot clock. 6 minutes and 20 seconds as we see Jamal Murray limping a little bit as he's walking on the floor. Hopefully he is all right. Let's take a look at the replay of what happened as he's kind of dribbling. He kind of just lost his footing. Let's see. Hopefully it is nothing too serious as we have the Denver Nuggets going to inbound the ball. They have 9 seconds on the shot clock. 14-point lead for the Denver Nuggets, looking to snap a 14-game losing streak. Here comes Murray. Going around the screen of Jokic. And he pulls up. Fadeaway jumper. Rainbow shot. Nothing but net. Jamal Murray showing that limp was nothing too serious as he knocks down that shot. He's got 21 points in the game with 5 assists. Now here comes DeRozan. DeRozan, nice little inside-out dribble. Kicks it out to Derek White. White forced to pass it off to Forbes. Now Forbes going to his left. Gets rejected by Torrey Craig. Oh, what a swat and defensive effort by Craig. Not only is he knocking him down from beyond the arc, but he's rejecting him on the defensive end. Look at this replay. Forbes thought he had the angle on him, thought he had the layup, and look at Craig timing it perfectly off of the glass, giving his team an opportunity to get that ball and go into transition. 108-92 is a score. 16-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. Now here comes Jamal Murray going to his left again. Another fadeaway. Same exact play. Air ball this time, though, as Pirtle comes up with the rebound. Giving it off to DeRozan. Now DeRozan bringing the ball down. Guarded by Malik Beasley. Tries the nice little mid-range jumper, but it comes off too strong off the back of the iron. Jokic has another rebound. Passes it off to Gary Harris. Now Harris sees an opening. Goes Euro step. Couldn't finish the layup, but he gets the foul called against Bertans of the San Antonio Spurs. So Gary Harris headed to the free throw line to try to knock down 2 more free throws. Popovich with a serious look on his face. Not happy with what he is seeing from his team. LaMarcus Aldridge still on the bench with 5 minutes and 24 seconds left. It's only a matter of time when he gets back on the floor as Gary Harris knocks down the first free throw. The score is now 109-92. 17-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. Here comes Gary Harris. Harris, 80% free throw shooter during the regular season, as he takes his second free throw. Not able to get that first bounce, but it ended up dropping after the second one, giving the Denver Nuggets an 18-point lead, their highest of the game, 110-92. 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Here comes Derek White. White passing it off. Look at the steal by Torrey Craig. Comes up with it. Ends up being a foul against DeMar DeRozan, who used his hands to try to push off on Craig before he got that steal. So now everything is working in favor of the Denver Nuggets. 110-92 is the score. 18-point lead. Here comes Malik Beasley. tries that mid-range jumper, but he's not able to hit. And now DeMar DeRozan has the rebound. Here comes DeRozan coming down, runs right into Gary Harris. Offensive foul. They ended up throwing the ball. Didn't know if he was throwing it at the ref. They ended up going to have a technical foul on DeMar DeRozan. He was frustrated. I hope he didn't try to throw the ball at the referee, but it did end up going right into the direction of the ref. So let's see, as Patty Mills is trying to have to hold it. Oh, DeMar DeRozan actually ejected from the game for throwing the ball. Unfortunate for the San Antonio Spurs, and I'm pretty sure Popovich is not happy as well, considering that they needed him to try to get back into this game as Jamal Murray knocks down the technical free throw shot. DeRozan just getting frustrated that he didn't get his foul called when he drove it right at Gary Harris, right into the chest. And now look at this play as we see Gary Harris kind of fall to the floor, but they didn't show the replay. It shows that DeRozan threw the ball right at the ref, but obviously didn't hit him at all. It just went right near him. So very, very dangerous stuff to do, especially during playoff times. Your emotions are running high, adrenaline at 100 as Jokic has the ball. Passes it off to Murray. Murray for three. Not able to connect on that one from the top of the key. And now here come the San Antonio Spurs. Forbes has the ball for the Spurs. Spurs are currently down by 19 points. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Here comes Pertell trying to pass it off. He finds Lonnie Walker the fourth, and he knocks down the floater. The rookie just coming in. His first touch, and he gets his first points of this playoff game so far versus the Nuggets. 111-94. It is now a 17-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. Here comes Murray going around the Jokic screen. And now Jokic hands it right back to Jamal Murray. Murray goes right over his defender, trying to get off, but Derek White with a good defense. Now here come the Spurs, 2-on-2. Alley-oop! Oh, Bertans couldn't dunk it down with one hand. Instead, it goes right into the hands of Malik Beasley after the missed dunk. And now it's going to be a timeout by Mike Malone. Wants to talk things over. Doesn't want his team to get erratic and start losing the lead. Oh, Forbes with a good pass, but Bertans, too much power on that slam dunk. Ended up missing it on that attempt. Couldn't cut down the lead. And now we're in a timeout break. The Denver Nuggets are up 111-94 against the San Antonio Spurs. It is a 17-point lead for the Denver Nuggets, and everything is going their way. Unfortunate for DeMar DeRozan. I mean, he was starting to get frustrated given the fact that the refs did not call some of his fouls when he drove to the lane. Or at least he felt like he wanted them to call the foul, but other than that, he ended up driving right at Gary Harris, got called for the offensive foul, and I think that was just the last straw for him as he threw the ball in the direction of the referee, got ejected for that. So that is going to be some tough stuff for the San Antonio Spurs to deal with in the remainder of this fourth quarter, as it looks like the Denver Nuggets are trying to pull off this victory in order to snap their 14-game losing streak at San Antonio against the Spurs. There's still plenty of time in this game, though. Even though they're still down by 17 points. As we have the broadcast coming back on. They're showing highlights of the last time the Denver Nuggets beat the Spurs in San Antonio. It was actually 2012, which is incredible. So it's been 7 years since they were able to win a game in San Antonio. They're 3 minutes and 53 seconds away from snapping that streak. So now here comes the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray gonna initiate the offense for the Denver Nuggets. They have 15 seconds on the shot clock. Jamal Murray near the half-court logo. Nuggets are in complete control, so they don't want to force anything as Jamal Murray goes around the screen. Tries to bounce it over, but Lonnie Walker comes up with the steal. Behind the back pass, right over to Pirtle, who gets the left-handed jam. Sweet pass by the rookie, especially in a time like this where the Spurs are trying to get back into this game. So the score is 111-96 now. It is a 15-point lead as Jamal Murray, nice little crossover, kicks it out. Here comes Gary Harris for three. Not able to knock it down for the Denver Nuggets. As Pondexter for the Spurs gets the rebound. Popovich has now made a complete change in the lineup as Lonnie Walker tries a three ball, not able to hit. And Torrey Craig comes up with the rebound. Less than 3 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. 111-96. 15-point lead for the Denver Nuggets as Gary Harris has the ball. Trying to get into Jokic. Jokic wants the ball. Guarded by Pirtle. Nice little spin move. Goes right to the rim. No foul called on that one. Actually ended up being Montejunios with that nice little defense on Jokic. And now a 3-ball attempt for the Spurs. Drain it down for the Spurs. That is Dante Cunningham with the 3. Patty Mills up on his feet trying to will his team. Will the bench these role players to get them back into this game with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. 111-99. Now here comes Jamal Murray trying to screen and roll with Jokic. Gets the floater. Jokic gets that one over the hands of Dante Cunningham, who gets that one to drop. 113-99. 14-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. And Jokic now has 27 points in the night. Leading scorer for the Denver Nuggets as Bertans has it behind the arc. Tries to get stripped. Finds Montejunios, who misses the layup. Ends up getting pushed to the floor. So now Montejunios is going to the free throw line to knock down 2 free throws. 113-99 is the score. It's a 14-point lead for the Denver Nuggets as Popovich talking it over with the rookie Lonnie Walker IV. Now here comes Montejunios. Gets the nice shooter's touch and he knocks down that free throw. 113-100 is the score. 13-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. And now here comes Montejunios out of Lithuania, his 6th season in the NBA. As it misses a free throw, comes up short on that one. And now there's less than 2 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Denver Nuggets looking to hold the ball, try to waste as much time, and snap the 14-game losing streak in San Antonio. Jamal Murray getting pressured by Pondexter. Trying to go around him. Nice hesitation dribble. Now he's got Montejunios. Bounces it. Ends up being a steal. But look at Jamal Murray. Is able to regain it. Now he passes it off. And now the Denver Nuggets actually get a reset shot clock. So now they're going to waste even more time. Pondexter going right back to Jamal Murray's hip to guard him, pressure him. And there's going to be a foul on the floor. So now the Denver Nuggets will go ahead and inbound the ball again with 14 seconds on the shot clock. 113-100 is the score. Spurs trying to get some pressure and have the Denver Nuggets turn the ball over. And now here come the Denver Nuggets. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes Murray. Murray gets fouled immediately as soon as he crosses half court. So now it's going to be free throws for Jamal Murray and the Denver Nuggets. 113-100 is the score. Greg Popovich saying, how was that a foul? Now we have Jamal Murray at the free throw line, ready to make it a 15-point lead if he knocks down both, as he knocks down the first free throw. 114-100. And now we're starting to get some substitutions. Now we have, for the Denver Nuggets, we have Jokic and Harris going on the bench. And now we have Vanderbilt and Hernan Gomez for the Denver Nuggets coming in. Now we have Jamal Murray ready to knock down his second free throw. As he knocks it down. Goes 2 for 2. Makes it a 15-point lead. 115-100. Jamal Murray with 24 points and 6 assists. And now here comes Montejunios. Passing out to Bellinelli. Now Lonnie Walker has it. Guarded by Hernan Gomez. He finds Bellinelli for 3. Bellinelli drains the 3-ball for the San Antonio Spurs. Makes it a 12-point lead. 115-103. 1 minute left in this fourth quarter in Game 4. They double-team Jamal Murray. Now they're starting to pressure the Denver Nuggets, having to force that ball out. And now there's going to be a whistle on the floor. Mike Malone calling the timeout in order to see if he can not allow the turnover to go to the San Antonio Spurs. So now, with that timeout, the score is 115-103. Spurs currently down by 12 points. Only 1 minute left in this game. And now after this game, if the Nuggets are able to pull it off, which it most likely looks like it will, they will be able to snap that 14-game losing streak they have against the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs, again, were 32-9 at home during the regular season. So, I mean, very, very strong team at home. They won Game 3 in San Antonio, but this game just meant a lot more to the Denver Nuggets. It was a must-win for them, and they were able to pull it off. So now we're in a timeout break right now, guys. Seems like the Denver Nuggets will go ahead and get this victory against the San Antonio Spurs. 115-103 is the score. In a timeout break right now, waiting for that to end, and then the Denver Nuggets will go ahead and inbound the ball. There's only 56 seconds left in this fourth quarter. And now we have the game coming back on. Mike Malone must be happy with his guys and how physical they were, especially of how effective they were from three-point land. They were able to bury multiple threes, led by Torrey Craig, Will Barton, and Jamal Murray. So now here come the Denver Nuggets inbounding the ball. Pondexter providing the pressure. Every guy is getting double teamed. And now here comes Monte Morris. Morris going down the lane all the way. Gets to the rim. Gets that one to drop before the shot clock went off. Making it a 14-point lead. 117-103. Here come the Spurs. Bellinelli. Three ball. No, not able to hit. Ball is still loose. Now it's in the hands of Malik Beasley. There's about an 8-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. 117-103 is the score. And now the Spurs going to double team. Just try to force the ball out of the hands of the Denver Nuggets. And now Malik Beasley. Beasley just going to hold the ball. Let the shot clock run out. And now there's only 7.6 seconds left in this fourth quarter before the final buzzer. And the Denver Nuggets take Game 4 and tie this series up 2-2. And now the ball is inbounded. Pondexter has it. 3 seconds left. And that is going to do it, guys. Game 4 is in the books. And the series is tied 2-2. Jamal Murray with a great game. But Nikola Jokic was the main guy for the Denver Nuggets. He had 27 points in the night. A near triple-double. And that is how Game 4 is going to end. 117-103. 14-point victory for the Denver Nuggets. And they have just tied this series up 2-2. They head back home to Denver to try to get a 3-2 series lead. And this series is just getting started, guys. So what a fun game to call. Both of these teams are just going back-to-back because of how evenly matched they are. But very fun game to call. But, guys, that is final score. 117-103. Very fun game to call. Denver was able to pull off a lot of great shots from beyond the arc. Jamal Murray with the 6-slam dunk down the lane. So, what a game to call. Thank you so much for everybody that listened. I appreciate you. Make sure to subscribe if you like the content. I usually do all these play-by-plays to try to practice and see if I can do anything like this for a career. So, mostly just practicing. Again, I apologize if I don't show the game. I just can't. On YouTube, they'll just take down my channel, and I don't want that to happen. But, again, if you like the content, if you like the commentary, make sure to subscribe, guys. I will be doing a play-by-play tomorrow. Hopefully one of the early games in the morning, probably like 11:30 or the 12:30 game, depending on which one is the early one. I will try to do that. But, yes, thank you so much, everybody that listened in. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great Easter. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow for one of the playoff games in the NBA. Thank you so much, guys, and you guys have a great weekend.